Hello everybody, welcome to the stream today. We are having an amazing series for you that is coming up. It's going to be an absolute blast. With me is the one, the only, it is Mr. Swagger himself.
Hello, it is me, Mr. Swagger, myself, and I am doing fantastic. How are you doing, Kazos, on this? Oh, Kozan, right.
Yeah.
Kozan and Swagger. There we go, that's the name.
That's the two people we are. Yeah, I'm doing alright.
Those are her names.
You know, it was a little bit difficult. I wanted to try and get some extra stuff working for the stream. Unfortunately, it didn't work out as I wanted it to, but hence the few minutes delays there before we actually went live on the channel with the pre-roll. But yeah, we're here. We're still on time for this series. All the players are ready as well. And we're looking...
I think that's Korean for ready.
Which, probably, right?
Yeah. Sideways L, oval? Probably. I think so.
I wouldn't really know myself. But I'm assuming, yeah. Maybe the other stuff isn't anymore. They might actually be talking a little bit here.
Yeah, I wish. You know, I was half considering I should start learning at least how to read Korean.
Oh, yeah.
Not learn Korean, but still.
Yeah,
I think it'd be super useful. Everyone's ready. All right, here we go. We're ready to jump into game number 1. Just for you, so you guys know, the first series is going to be Zest versus TY. That's going to be best of 5, and then on the other side of the bracket is going to be Rogue versus Classic, also in a best of 5. And then the winner of those two will face off in a best of 7 in the finals. So this is game 1 of series 1. Hope you guys are buckled in, seatbelts on, because guys, it's going to be a wild ride.
We're going to have a lot of StarCraft 2 for you today. That is for sure.
So wherever you are in the world, whether it's a morning time and you're starting your day with some StarCraft, nighttime and you're ending your day with some StarCraft, or if you're like me and you woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you really should be asleep right now, we got some StarCraft to get you through the day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude, I wish it was 12 o'clock over here. Man, you are so lucky. You have no idea. I know the picture I gave you makes it look all light and happy in my room, but in reality, I'm my face is so depressed, man. It's just so sad. To see me in person would just be awful.
Well,
but yeah.
At least now I know the background of your room as well. I did see it on the webcam for a little bit, but...
Oh, yeah. The background of this room is going to be, famous one day. I'm going to let you know. Exactly. Not any day soon, mind you, though.
Okay.
All right. So, yapping. We got a series to cast.
Exactly.
Kozan, would you do the honors of the man in the top right?
The top right? All right. I can jump over there for sure. We have...
Oh, crap.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know what? I like to introduce this man as well, because just, you know, I am the Terran fan. The Terran fanboy.
All right.
It is the man, the only, the myth, the legends. It is the blue Terran player in the top right corner of the map. His name is TY.
Yes, sir. And you know what's kind of funny is that I'm still kind of doing the intros and stuff, even though there's no really reason for me to on my screen. But still, it's kind of a habit at this point, because spawning in the bottom left-hand position of New Repugnancy, representing OG, it is a red protest player, Zest.
Yeah.
Who is actually best.
Everyone claims this to be the case, right? But we are gonna have to put it to the test today, because a lot of people claim
Zest to the test. Oh my God, Kozan, I'm digging it.
We're doing this. We're professional casters now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're kind of like Zest in that he calls himself the best. We call ourselves professional, but there's
Did anyone say that before? Or are we the first? I don't even know.
Yeah. All right. Here's something really cool Zest is doing. You see this Mind Games pylon right outside of his base?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is uncommon enough that TY is not going to think to look there. And to be honest, actually, he didn't really go into the main base too much, so he's not even really thinking about that proxy pylon. So a little sad that this pylon won't really come into that much play, but still, that's a nice little thing coming out from Zest, you know, just to try and get into TY's head, because TY is just such a solid player. If you don't make him at least kind of nervous about something, he's just gonna take the game by the reins absolutely drive you out of it. He's that kind of player.
For sure. And I think it's already getting to him a little bit, because we are seeing the Reaper staying on the other side of the map. It was trying to look around as well for proxies here and there. And of course we are seeing a very quick bunker as well.
Right, just very defensive play from TY. I mean, honestly, this just sets the tone for the whole series right here. It's just TY wanting to stay back, not really do anything too crazy. Zest going for pretty standard opening in PvP, I would say. Yeah, okay, no Dark Shrine, so sad. But, you know, Blink openings are still pretty popular. It gives you control over the map, gives you a little bit more, you know, idea of what the Terran is doing, you know?
I've seen this in Home Story Cup a lot from Zest, actually, against Terran players. And he was doing this with, well, honestly, a very, very great effect. He was using those Blink Stalkers continuously, very aggressive across the map. And really, really making them, you know what, do things that you don't really expect them to be able to do, those Stalkers. But still, though, because it's Zest, somehow, some way, he just... You know, he picks off like 2 medevacs, or he just jumps up on top of a siege tank here and there, and then doesn't lose much of his own Stalkers. And it's it's a sight to behold.
Yeah, it's its whole own thing, right? Yeah. Like you can get famous if your Blink Stalker micro is good enough. Someone's name that comes to mind is, I think it was Parting. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know the name started with the P. I'm pretty sure it was Parting, but his Stalker control was just like the stuff of legends in Heartless form, and even still into Legacy of the Void, where those kind of openings and those kind of playstyles weren't really as popular. He was still finding immense amounts of damage with those Blink Stalkers. It's just a really cool mechanic for Protoss to be able to, you know, stretch the legs in micro a little bit in the early stages of the game.
For sure, for sure. We are seeing a Widowmine drop come out for TUI as well. Of course, the Blink Stalkers should be pretty good against that as well. As long as they're in a solid position, you know, just because of the mobility, it becomes so easy to kind of get into locations. Right, I'd say
exactly.
It really is one of the easier units to have in the early game to defend these types of things with.
Right, and this is exactly the kind of opening that Zest was hoping to run into. You just have to know it. You know, Blink Stalkers against Medevac Drox are so strong, but unfortunately, he's actually moving on out, so he wants to be aggressive with his push, which makes sense, but this Medevac's going to get spotted really late. Can he pull the probes in time? The Widowmines are dropping, they're burning.
Not watching.
And Zest knows he's trying to split, but it's a little late. Not catastrophic. Only 4 probes going down.
Another Widowmine in the natural, though, and that one has gone unspotted. And there's 5 more probes going down. He needs to jump.
Zest thinks he can do a lot of damage. He's gonna blink on in Romp. Oh, not Romp. Kozan, what do you think about this?
This is looking quite dicey. I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of Marines here, but also with the SCVs already being picked off. I'm just kind of watching here in all. There's a lot of SCVs. I think that was alright, honestly. Not too shabby. He could have enough SCVs to make that worse.
Yeah, of course, but like, you know, it's not horrible damage, and Zest still has his force. He can still pressure, and he knows that there's not going to be a siege tank for a while. They were just Widowmine drops. Of course there's not going to be any. And good interference matrix on that War Prism, denying some of the micro potential for Zest, and he's going to lose this time quite a bit more Stalkers, but he still has high ground vision. And TY has to respect the micro here of Zest. He is finding a lot of damage with these Stalkers. Unfortunately, just no third on the opposite side of the map kind of makes this whole situation a little bit worse. But he's still...
War Prism now very low. Needs to be careful for this one. Close to being picked off. Oh, he's going into the main base, is he? Actually, just posturing here already. TY needs to move his units into the main base as well, just in case, right?
Right, of course. You always have to respect the potential of a blink up, because that stim is very exposed, and TY knows, you know, he can take some damage, but he just can't lose that stim.
That was very smart. Going in into the main base with the War Prism, and as he sees the army in the main base, he goes in with the Blink Stalker from the front.
Yeah,
and
that
does
War Prism is so low, though, and stim is about to finish. I think it's time for Zest to move on home, but I don't think he wants. Yeah, he won't. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying he should. But he's not. And he just continues to make Blink Stalkers. Of course, he's starting up Charge right now, but this is a lot of Blink Stalkers. And I got to be honest, Kozan, Blink Stalkers, I think you only need enough in the early game against Terran just so that you don't die. Just enough to do stuff, you know?
Very true.
Because I think Blink Stalkers against Bio, you know, obviously pretty trashy units, DPS-wise, damage-wise. So it's a lot of Stalkers. He needs to find something with this. The War Prism is going to be barely alive.
Just barely keeping it alive.
Yeah.
Rotating around the siege tanks.
These little Marines of control for TY, just trying to catch it coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now, TY still is making a kind of a significant force here, but with all the gateways coming up for Zest as well, it's still, you know, and this Blink Stalker's keeping TY a little bit pinned here. It's still kind of a dicey situation, but this force moving out, it has 3 siege tanks available. There is a little bit of a lag spike here, it would appear.
Yep, okay, right. But she did clear itself up. Zest, though, is going to have to be so careful. Stalkers, as are, do not great things against siege tanks, especially with the boys in the back. Hello.
Oh, there they come. Oh, no, they're SC. They're the Marines.
Not a whole lot dice here. These sentries are going to be the life. Yeah, Zest in this push. He needs to buy himself time. He needs to deny moving up the ramp. He has some shield barriers finishing on up. A lot of the exposed gateways in the natural. And yeah, he's just trying to stay annoying with these Blink Stalkers in the back, but TY is not letting him find too much. That being said, he's not really losing anything, and he's going to go ahead and blink into the back line, get the reinforcements, get a couple of siege tanks reinforcing, but is it going to be enough? Zest's positioning is pretty great. He can't micro on both fronts, and TY, I think his push is going to get smashed here. Immora's going to go ahead and pick up the siege tanks at least, and without siege tanks, this push becomes a whole lot less effective.
Sure, he still has a pretty significant force going into the natural, but the shield batteries are drained as well now. 6 zealots or 5 zealots now. Gonna try to delay this.
With charge, should be able to push that back, and TY losing 16 ICVs and failing his push as well. Look on the opposite side of the map. No 3rd CC, no engineering space, no transition at all. It is bad news bears for sure. TY goes in.
Zest like really beautifully just jumping in the back line and just killing off any reinforcements coming in as well. Another siege tanks for free, and then also already having those Blink Stalkers, only reasonably unprotected siege tanks in the back, the frail ones, you know. If you have that bio in front, it becomes so much easier to defend them, but defending the siege tanks from both sides, that is very, very difficult to do.
I don't think anybody here really expected Zest to hold that, and that was incredible. And here we go. He was saying, all right, round 2. Here we go. Because there's really, honestly, no transition here. And I think that TY knows it, and Zest, I think, knows it especially, because there are no pros in production. He's just cranking out those units, and now this is a lot scarier of an army coming out for Zest. And I think that TY is going to kind of see this and be a little disheartened. He's going to fight away from his tanks. He's going to get force fielded with so many zealots, and yeah, Stalkers catching reinforcements as well, and I think that actually, what the hell happened to all the zealots? Wait,
I think it still isn't enough though for TY. The siege tanks need to get in a siege mode, but there's immortals here. There's Blink Stalkers.
These 3 immortals are so backbony. They're just not going to let TY push up on this army, and I think TY should be tapping out here any second now. GG is called, and Zest honestly goes and putting on a masterclass for how to defend that push. That was incredible.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, really showcasing the potential for Blink Stalkers there in that match. That was something else.
And look at this army value graph. If you haven't exited it out there already, as soon as that push came in, they were dead even on army value, like dead even. Yeah. And when you have like stim, bio, and tank versus us like stalkers and charge lots, like that's not supposed to happen. But that was just so beautifully controlled by Zest. I mean, maybe Zest actually is best, Kozan.
It could be.
Already best of this tournament. He's doing good. Classic giving him some love in chat. I see him there.
He's getting some chances to prove himself. You know, he's doing rather well, honestly. Not gonna lie. This is why Zest is being, he does deserve that nickname of being just the best, honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't get it for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
All right, T-Way. TY is gonna go ahead and get is gonna go ahead and get the next map pick here, and he did end up taking crap, I really should have paid attention. Kairos Junction. There we go.
TY is like his it's like his rapper's name or something, you know, like T-Pain, but then T-Way or
TY. Oh, and he does it twice too. A name so nice, you say it twice. TY. Yeah.
No one calls him TY though, do they? Well, we could be unique.
No, I've heard someone say tie, but that was just me trying to start a thing, and it didn't really work, and it's kind of embarrassing. So leaving that in my past.
All right.
All right. Zest says, GG, good luck. Everyone's ready to rock and roll. So goes in.
Game number 2.
Oh wait, that's Sushi. Sushi, would you do the honors? Thank you.
Press that go button, my friend.
Yes. Smash that go button.
Oh, we can't wait any longer.
Demolish it. All right.
Just click it twice if you have to.
Yeah, I gotta take my jacket off because this series goes in is heating up.
It is for sure.
Oh, I should have saved that for after this game. If TY won, that would have been a lot better. But I'm really hot right now, and I have to take my jacket off.
It's heating up even more
to the people.
At that point,
like I know they can't see me because there's no webcam, but still, you gotta have integrity. Man, that's rule number 1.
True.
Rule number 2 is good things.
Tell the people what is going on. Just in general, it's always a good thing.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say, how we're talking about like rappers. I was gonna say like after that game, I was gonna be like all like damn, it feels good to be a Protoss, but. I don't know. I feel like the moment is passed. In any case, we're loaded on into game number 2. And let's go ahead, at least I am, and introduce our players. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Kairos Junction, representing OG Gaming, taking a very, very convincing game number 1, really showcasing his micro potential. It is Zest.
And his opponents... 1 game behind right now, not in the worst of states, but not, of course, in the state that he really wants to be at. It's the blue Terran player. His name is TY. I don't know. Keep messing up the introductions here with the side thing.
Oh, with like the zoom and spin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I call it the spin cycle. Here's what you gotta do. Yeah. Do you have mouse buttons?
Yeah. I was thinking about changing it to the mouse buttons as well.
Oh yeah, when I used to have a mouse that had like mouse buttons on the side, I'd like zoom in and then press a button at the same time, and I do this really cool like zoom and warp, zoom in and zoom out warp thing. Yeah.
I used to be better at it, but I don't know what's happening today. I just keep pressing enter instead.
Yeah,
it's not even that close. It's just
yeah. And I gotta say, I've never really felt bad about my choice of keyboard until I'm like co-casting with someone, and all they hear is just that from like whenever like anyone in the audience listening just like hears me going like this, they know I'm like pulling a production tab units, and they just like get ready to like
everyone
hear me
starts
talk,
complaining,
and it's just like they're just like, oh, this dude gonna open his mouth again. Oh my god.
TY getting rather a little bit delayed here with his command center, deciding to put it off center, just so he can actually get it down there.
Command center, more like command off center. Am I right, Kojan?
Hey,
we're
getting there.
I still got it. Oh my god, it's 4 a.m. Somebody please save me.
You still got a long way to go, honestly. Like, who knows? Yeah. Maybe you're not even casting. Maybe you've fallen asleep at one point and now you're just in a dream state.
Yeah. Like sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
I was like, this like horrible, like horrifying, I can't move thing. I feel like this is like my equivalent. I'm just like frozen and I'm forced to like keep casting. Meanwhile, like internally, my brain is like screaming, like,
just sitting
there. I just want to dream. Let me sleep. All right. But who's not dreaming?
Well, it's TY, yeah.
But actually, Fiber TY. Look at the. Oh my god, I love it so much. It's a double robo build. Do you know the double robo build?
The double robo. Is it for the disruptors?
Okay, here's the coolest thing, like the coolest build ever. Here's what you do. I used to do this all the time. I actually used to do it, and then okay, so here's quick history time. This build got popularized by one series in particular on, I want to say, it was between, I know it might have been between Haas, but, because like whenever something like this pops up, you think Haas. I can't remember what it is. I'll try to see after the game, but this was popularized in one series and everyone went crazy. It's basically double robo. You proxy your Chrono Immortals and your Chrono War Prisms, and you just keep on getting Immortals and War Prisms. Now, Zest is kind of mixing it up in that he has a natural to go with this, and he's getting probes, so it's not as 100% committed, and it's on top of that, it's harder to scout if you're TY. It's harder to know that this is happening.
It's pretty committed.
Yeah, basically.
But
yeah, it's very committed. He has to find damage, but he doesn't have to kill TY. Is the idea behind this Nexus, right? The idea is he can just like do crippling damage to him and still have an economy to fall back on. But it's still 2 robos, right? So obviously a big investment.
How do you think the Banshees are gonna fight up against this as well? Like, of course,
they're gonna smash face. It's gonna be horrible. The thing is, Banshees, you know, obviously they hit air, but Zest is getting an observer with this, and he has warp gates to start getting stalkers.
Okay. The Adepts actually scouted the Banshees as well.
Yeah. It's not going to be as bad as you might think, especially because like you can dodge the Banshee shots with the War Prism. Honestly, it's just going to come down to micro, and I think that is an okay start, but needs to be careful.
Needs to pick it off though. So many Marines were already killed as well with just the start of those Adepts. And now, TY in a lot of hurt here, needs to find a way to finish off that War Prism.
And it's not where you want to be putting the tank in, it's so exposed, but thankfully Zest is not going to jump on top of it. And yeah, it's just going to be him, his War Prism, and his Immortals trying to find as much damage as he can. I love these Observers. You know, you can't really afford the gas off of this, but you can afford to get Observers and stuff. So I'm definitely liking that a decent amount. He has a tank he can pick off over there if he's paying attention, but yeah, he's going to try and go for it, but just barely manages to lose that, trade that Immortal out, but it's okay. Still good damage. 38 to 29 workers. TY is in panic mode right now.
Sure.
It's desperately trying to defend against this, because this is, let me tell you, I know you're a Terran player. Does this look scary to you?
Yeah, it's very frustrating, that's for sure. Yeah. It's very rough.
At the very least, you're saying some mean things as soon as you see those, like, you know, Immortals come out.
Oh dear Lord! Yeah, this is absolutely the moment where your stomach just kind of folds over itself, and you're like, "Oh my dear Lord, what am I going to do?"
TY has been able to sniff out that he is pretty safe in this situation. He does, if you take a look at his vision, know about the natural base, and he is starting up on SCV production. He has his Viking out. He's got a couple of tanks, so if I were him, I'd feel pretty safe right now. So yeah, and I think we can see that he's going to move out with his Banshees. And meanwhile, Zest is actually going to go ahead and take advantage of that and pick off a siege tank. Excellent positioning here. Double War Prism micro, the stuff of legends goes in.
It's looking very, very good for Zest here. Zest not looking just sexy in real life, but also in this game.
Oh yeah, I was about to say sexy, but then you said sexy, so now I can't say sexy again.
You already did, though. That's the
it's redundantly sexy. Yeah. Vikings gonna go ahead and chase him down. Banshee's desperate to find some damage at the opposite side of the map. 15 worker advantage for Zest. Don't lose the Warp Prism with Immortals in it, please.
Just needed one more shot there. Very close to dying. The Banshees, they really, I feel like they want to really find some damage here. There is a shield battery, but of course the two Banshees, they do one-shot probes. So it's not a sufficient amount of healing anymore.
Yeah, and here we go. Got out of sync there for a sec. Catch and reset it manually. And now we see TY trying to find his own damage here.
Oh my dear Lord.
Micro in the probes. What did I say?
Oh
you can
my
dodge
God.
The shots. The prophecy goes in.
That's prophecy. Absolutely amazing. Zest is doing everything right micro-wise, although he did lose those 10 workers. I think TY kind of stabilized in a way, but of course Zest does have his third base on the way. TY, he does have a good amount of barracks here. I feel like he wants to try and find some sort of damage pretty soon with some sort of a push.
I feel like if you're TY, you would have wanted to expand by now if you wanted to play that sort of game, but I think he wants to go ahead and try and end it. Zest is seeing this army grow in size. Is he going to pull the boys again? I don't know. Is Zest even going to give him a chance to pull the boys again is a better question.
I think Zest is just going to be posturing again on the other side. Well, yeah, on this side of the map, force the siege tanks to siege up or force the Terran to stay in his base for as long as possible. And this is just Zest's bread and butter, honestly. This is what he does so well.
Then again, lots of tanks here, lots of Marines. Can they hold up against this? This is a lot of Stalkers, but this is also... got to keep in mind, Stalkers are pretty not great against some units in particular, like siege tanks. So the Immortals really have to struggle to focus them on down. The Marines are going to go ahead and fight the Stalkers, but the Immortals, meanwhile, are just taking so much fire from the tanks and the Marines that Zest is going to have to back on out. And now, yeesh, that is pretty ugly, especially considering TY is getting ready for a big push. That was kind of not how you wanted things to go.
But he did almost reset the siege tank count completely, right? So I don't know. I think it's still okay for Zest. Honestly, the army count's not that far apart. Yeah,
army supply is still, you know, in Zest's favor, or rather TY's favor, but Zest still has TY on his side of the map. That army, that scary +1 stim Banshee siege tank army is getting picked off by blink stalkers, whittled down while he's stuck on 2 bases and on his side of the map. He's gonna spend his stem, force these stalkers off the high ground, but Zest, meanwhile, he's just posturing up to defend the push, and he knows it's coming. He's getting his charge. He's getting a Temple Archive. He's chroning out Immortals. He knows exactly what is up.
Yeah, I mean, the longer this game keeps going, Zest is just going to get more and more in a favorable position, and he's playing that fiddle exactly as he needs to.
Every second is a bad second for TUI, and I think he's just trying to find the time to move on out, but he's starting +1 armor and combat shields. For some reason, I cannot fathom. He has no potential for a 3rd base. I think he's thinking he wants to kill the natural, or rather the 3rd base with this, but I'm not sure if he really can do that. Zest, granted, doesn't have any static defense there yet, and the rocks actually on the 3rd are not broken down, so there can be some great siege tank positioning happening there, but we'll have to see. Meanwhile, Big Warpin actually going to go down in the main base, takes out some SCVs. 9 in total, actually 8, not going to get cleaned up, or rather, it's going to get cleaned up, but still good damage.
This is where TY really wants to start doing some damage. Finds the Stalks on the other side of the map, but the Marines now without any medevac support, trying the best to micro against the Zealots. Actually still doing alright so far.
Trading that siege tank for those freaking stalkers on the opposite side of the map, on the opposite side of the flank, was kind of an interesting idea. The boys just now coming, but they've been pulled a little bit late. He's trying to come with a flanking war prism. Zest is going to pull his own boys, say, I know how to get rid of this, and he's going to try and hold on, but he doesn't have the DPS. He's plummeting in worker supply, but so is TY. I think he has to give up the 3rd base, and TY successfully cracked Zest's defenses.
That's very good. Yeah, he needs to just kill this 3rd base and perhaps think about actually getting his own 3rd base at this point. I'm not sure if he has the units to keep pushing forwards and just finish off the game, although he did lose so many workers, of course. Having had to pull those boys as well, and as we can see, he is actually still quite behind in the work count, so definitely wants to try and push through here, finish off the game, but I'm not sure if he has the units though. Oh, this is so close.
Oh yeah, he just barely picks off that siege tank, which was really the main thing that was the thorn in Zest's side. It's 55 armor supply to 25. This is what you see. What you see is what you get from what Zest right now, and it's gonna be just so hard to hold on against all of the stemmed bio. Has to be so careful with his positioning. Those are good force fields. Those are really good force fields to slow everything down, but TY is still pushing across the map. Zest has more workers, and he has a little bit better income, but there are mules on the opposite side of the map for TY. He's going to morph some Archons, but I don't think they're going to come up in time. The Sentry is forced to spend those force fields because he knows he has to buy time for those little cotton balls of joy to come on out. And
absolutely.
Finish on up.
The cotton balls of joy.
Oh yeah.
Is that the Archons you're referring to? Is that?
Yes, because they're joyous.
Of course, of course.
But you know what's not joyous?
TY might have done it though. He's pushing forwards, killing off the Archons immediately. Still so many Marines remaining.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it from Dash. Just lost too many Blink Stalkers on the other side of the map. I feel like he was really close to having it, but unfortunately just barely didn't have the numbers to defend.
I got scared for him there, honestly. After taking off that 3rd base, I thought maybe just calm down, TY. Just I'm not sure if you have the numbers here, but yeah, just barely pushing through. Luckily for him, Zest didn't fight near that shield battery. He only had 1 shield battery as well. I think that was a big deal in that fight as well. If he had like maybe 2 or 3 shield batteries participating actively from the get-go of those engagements, I think that could have definitely gone into Zest's favor.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you can even see in the army value graph that just how much more stuff that Zest had, but he just wasn't able to use it like properly. Like we see him losing all those Blink Stalkers in that first attack. He did get some good damage, but he did lose so much supply of Stalkers. It was insane. And then on the secondary fight, he just kind of, again, the efficiency of Terran just really winning out in these situations. And as soon as he dipped below TY supply, it was over. Yeah. And you can see his Blink Stalkers, they really wanted to be on the other side of the map, picking off reinforcements, being annoying, but they just got caught out one time, and then Zest had to scramble from there to have some sort of defense, and he had to always be defending the frontal push just barely, which is exactly Terran's sweet spot, I didn't keep riding across the map, keep trading favorably, and it's just, from there it's just over.
I didn't fully see what happened with those Stalkers, but I believe he tried to blink forward to catch a siege tank immediately, but then TY was just so quickly on top of it, stimming right into those Stalkers and managing to take out so many of them. before the rest of the Protoss army was there as well. So that,
for sure.
Very nice snowball.
Fair, like Zest did have a bunch of stalkers, which do kind of suck. So you want to get something out of them, but like you start thinking like, hey, you didn't have to make that many stalkers,
True. Well,
like he was going for the killing blow, but like I don't know. It's just like so many stalkers, and stalkers just trade really inefficiently against bio.
That's true. But it is kind of also Zest's style, though, in a way, right? It is just really what Zest does, in a way.
It can definitely work. He's been really studying those Alpha Star games, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
He's been taking a real close look at those.
Or maybe the other way around. Maybe Alpha Star is taking inspiration from Zest here. Who knows?
Or maybe it's the middle way around. Maybe Zest is Alpha Star.
Oh.
And they just like haul him back into the lab every once in a while.
I always thought Innovation was Alpha Star in a way, though. Like, he is the absolute robot of StarCraft players in a way, right? He was
and he's finally realized that Protoss is a superior race.
Yeah.
Good on you, Innovation.
Well, no, I mean, Alpha Star plays all the races now. I mean, he was the original, right? He was the original Alpha Star, and then...
Oh, that's right. This is just his baby. Alpha Star and DeepMind. Yeah. It's kind of birthed from his extension cord, or however computers work.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a CS major, I should know that, but like, probably something like that.
Anyway, let's do the introductions. We have, in the bottom right corner of the map, he finally tied up the series, so we can say that things are, in fact, heating up around these places, and he's the Blue Terran. He is TY.
Did Kozan just take a shot at me?
What? No.
Oh, Kozan.
No, I was enjoying your
It's going to be like that?
It was just a throwback. It was just
spawning in the top left-hand position of Thunderbird. Representing OG Gaming. Can he take the series? It is the red Protoss player, Zest.
I don't know. I get so hyped in the.
I gave him the most amazing intro on my side of the.
I would have gone on your camera. I would have gone on your camera normally, but there's so many other people also in the series right now for other the languages and the admin, of course, as well. I wouldn't be sure which one you are.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a roadblock, to be sure.
Yeah.
And then not to mention that, like, literally having my face on the stream, like, literally killed it when we were testing it. So, yeah, still image is the best we can do, folks.
I don't think it was your face, necessarily. More so just Discord. And
you don't know my face, then.
The power of your face.
You have much to learn.
All right. Well, this is the first time we've met each other as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, good seeing you.
I mean, there's still a lot to learn for both of us in a way, right? The power of your face and me being European and.
Hang on! Don't tell me where in Europe you are from. I want to see if I can get to the end of the stream.
All right.
If you ever mention croissants, I'll know exactly. But like, I'm just gonna wait. I see. I got it all figured out, Coach.
You're on top of things. Truly.
It's over.
Yeah.
You can't hide the truth.
You got me all figured out.
Zest is actually going to go ahead and catch these units in the middle of the map here. And Adept is actually going to go ahead and fight against the Hellion, and he's going to just... That is sad. That was some good micro from TY, though. In and out of these little smoke pot thingies, whatever you want to call them. My god, I'm glad the creator put them in there. That's pretty useful. Yeah, I bet he's like shaking his boots right now. But yeah, right now, Zest, let's see what he's going for. It's going to be that same sort of Blink opening. I mean, of course, Zest Blink macro is just so good. So, of course, it makes sense for him to do a Blink opening. Gets the Reaper too. So, Zest, TY still has no idea what this is. But, educated guess time. Probably going to be Blink. It's Zest. He's been seeing likes Blink a lot this series. And Zest is going to go ahead and scatter out the Cloak Banshee as well. So, overall, not a bad opening here coming out for Zest.
I think I've seen a Hearthstone video about this opening from Zest, actually. This Blink Stalkers, exactly. Yeah. And then getting the Sentry to get the hallucinations out to scout. And it's just listening to someone like Hearthstone, right, with all his insights and everything, and just saying all the nooks and crevices of a build like this, like how many ways it can go depending on what you see. You know, it's truly amazing. But you know, I don't remember much of it. I only skimmed through it once when I had a little bit of time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's truly fascinating. The amount of I feel like Zest just is in a really good spot here. Honestly, like just how aware he should be of everything. Already has a shield battery. You see, it should be completely fine against this Banshee.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so much thought goes into builds, you know. It's always amazing to like see pro players like that break it down.
Yeah.
And here we actually see what Zest's idea is for the mid game. We see him ignoring one of the gases onto his natural and throwing down double fortress, trying to get that charge. So probably going to be a very sort of swarm toss kind of style is what I think people call it, which I am personally not a fan of that name because Zerg is gross. But it's basically, you know, just masses of charge-offs, masses of stalkers. You get a couple of mortals there if you're really feeling feisty. And you just have so many zealots that you just overrun your opponent. And it's a very exciting style to like watch them play. However, there's going to be a little bit of a wall at the top of this ramp. And there's only really one way into the third base of TY if these mineral patches aren't really mined.
We are seeing Banshee speed being created, by the way. TY is actually going into a lot of Banshees here, it would appear, but only with one starport. Look at this.
Alright, here's my idea on what is happening. TY is so good that his brain literally physically overflowed back into 0, so now he's making, researching speed for his Banshees as he's like trying to desperately reset his circuitry, like trying to figure out what's going on. That's literally the only explanation goes on, unless you've got a different.
Maybe he just has a plan. Maybe he knows what's happening here better than we do. I mean, Thunderbird, it is a really big map, right? And it has some nice places you can jump around with those Banshees, but I don't know. It seems rather difficult as well still with like just the amount of blink being available and observers already in all the locations ready to spot.
This makes more sense actually. He's going mech, Mr. Kozan.
Yeah, but still though, with the Banshees.
Game, Mr. Kozan, against Protoss on Thunderbird with speed Banshees. I mean, guys, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at this. They even shoot faster too. They don't, but like, still.
They should.
Going down.
This.
Amazing. But like you said though, Blink and Stalkers don't really they don't really like Banshees all that much, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are gonna get.
Oh my god, that's so disgusting.
Barely taken down.
That's such a big investment, but still 9 probes for 2 Banshees. I mean, it's okay, but
yeah, you're not necessarily mad about that, especially this early on.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a really strong economy up and going. It's pretty solid, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. I guess with like the extra investment, it becomes a little bit more tricky to judge for me. Just because you also get that speed, you really want those Banshees to stay alive in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Because speed is like adding cloak on top of your Banshees. You know, you gotta make up for that extra investment. But he's gonna go and send out 2 more, so hopefully those will get the job done. Here's why Zest really needs to start attacking right now. The best way to figure out what's in a cave is to poke whatever's in there with the stick, right? See what comes out. So Zest right now is gonna go ahead and poke TY with the stick. He's gonna see all these missile turrets, and he's gonna say, you know what this looks like? This kind of looks like mech. And he's chronoing out, or not chronoing out, but he's getting double Colossus right now. Which, if any of you guys have ever played against mech before, general rule of thumb is you don't want those Colossus. And you don't want ground armor too, which is kind of interesting, but, you know, still.
True.
Yeah, you definitely want to be getting disruptors here, and Zest has no... I still think he has no idea, actually. Because those are just like... Those messengers could be there in a bio game, why couldn't they? And it's not like he scouted the main or the army or anything like that, and he's still just going for bunches of Colossus, which... can actually come back to bite him really, really badly come this mid-game if TY ever decides to push out.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, Colossi are pretty good, but I think that Siege tanks just are a little bit better versus them in the matchup. Definitely want to start mixing in more Immortals. Well,
yeah, for sure.
How aware is he actually of the unit composition of TY, though? Like, he knows about
I would say he's clueless.
Yeah.
He's getting so many things that you generally would... He's doing a lot of things that generally wouldn't be against, you know... that you wouldn't be doing if you knew it was mech, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Colossus, best case scenario against mech is that you kill them when you're maxed out and they don't act as a... Anyway, you just kind of read it off as a loss.
I think a
Worst
really
case
big
scenario.
tell is that, like, sorry for interrupting you, but there are some Marines out on the map and they don't have combat shield. I don't know if you picked up on that, but
Yep.
alright, now he knows for sure though, but...
Yeah. Right now, alone for sure. And he also should probably, like, you know, gander that, hey, this guy's not really doing all that much on my side of the map. Maybe he's going for mech. And right now, we're going to see him try and make something happen. He's getting his zealots on top of the tanks, which is exactly what you want to happen.
I think it's
microing his Colossus all right. And actually, I think he may end up breaking TY here.
Oh, the Banshees need to...
He's actually coming in clutch. Coming in the super clutch. All right. I guess he's going to technically clean up this army, which is not bad at all. And both players literally lose their entire armies. All right, cool, fun games goes in.
But I guess TY, his base did get reset here a little bit, right? Oh, no pick up micro.
What did I say, Kozan? You can dodge the Banshee shot.
Yeah.
This is what Alpha's gonna be doing. I tell you exactly that. Literally, you can make a million Banshees, and Alpha make one Stalker and like just mess your day up.
Very true, very true.
It's pretty hard to breaking TY right now, though. He just warped in a bunch of Stalkers, which you thought Stalkers were bad against Bio. Boy, howdy, let me tell you a little story called Mech. But, yeah, against the Banshees, definitely won at least a couple of them. And I think Zest understands that he can't really push into this position that the turn has also much, and just going to go in and have to back on off. And when all is said is done, Zest has less army supply than the meching player, which as a mech player, always gotta be at least a little bit happy about.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But then again, he did walk into the army of TY with an army that wasn't even really meant to fight such a mech army, right?
Yeah. And yeah, he was expecting Bar there, and when he saw the Hellbats, he decided to just like go for it anyways, because he's like, hey, this is the most value my Colossi are gonna get, but
for sure,
it ended up biting him in the butt, I think.
I'm not sure completely. Like, he did need to find a way to start recreating his army as well, right? Don't you think?
I guess so. He needed to mix up his composition. But yeah. It was overall just like a really weird situation for Zest to be in.
For sure. I kind of liked it.
There were so
honestly.
many different ways I could have.
Especially, you know, he did delay the fourth base a little bit. He had his own fourth base up and rolling, already mining. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But now we know that Zest knows that 100% he's playing against mech. He has some Templars and a Warpism, which I do love, especially against those Banshees, especially against those Ravens, Oh my god, anti-armor missiles and the interference matrices will mess up your day. TY is pumping out those Ravens slowly but steadily, one at a time. He currently has 0, but going to be 1 here pretty soon. And Zest is just taking its 5th base. You gotta kind of play like Zerg when you know you're a Protoss against Terran Mech. You kind of gotta know. You gotta take some bases. You gotta get up to your army composition. You gotta be a little bit active. You can generally either go either way with Protoss. You can be a little bit more aggressive against Mech, or you can be very sit backy. I'm gonna get my Stargates. I'm gonna go up to Tempest and Carriers and get a bunch of Immortals and stuff like that. It's honestly can go either way. But Zest seems to be doing more like the a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know.
Yeah, I like his vision as well. So he keeps an eye out on whether or not TY is trying to move out. I think he's gonna try to put aggression on if he does notice TY moving out. But other than that, he is adding those Stargates. He is adding the fleet beacon behind this as well. So
yeah, definitely Zest is going to be looking to take this into the longer games, just kind of establish his map dominance, or rather presence, I guess in this case. That's not really too dominant, with this small contingency of units. Just going to be looking over TY, you know, like kind of like Big Brothery, making sure he doesn't do anything crazy. And he's just, TY is going to see the Observer, but I don't think he's going to kill it. And here we go, actually. Ooh, his army's cut out of position. He accidentally sent all of his Blink Stalkers to deal with one Hellion, but these storms are going to go ahead and land all over the Hellbats, really softening up that front line for the tanks.
The Stalkers weren't there either, so the Banshee's getting a lot of free firing in.
And this is one of the points where having those mineral fields not made in the middle of the map is going to make a big difference. He can't flank around with his Zealots as easy. He's going to actually come around with his Stalkers, see if he can make something happen. Here we go, a full surround on the mech army, but the Hellbats stop the Stalkers on the east flank. But is he going to be have enough to push through, especially with all these Banshees? It's going to be close, and it looks like barely he's going to be able to clean up if he micros the Immortals well enough.
And they trade armies again. It's like,
but this time TY is a lot happier about that, because man, 42 armor span at 67, and he still has a bunch of siege tanks coming on out, as well as cyclones. I mean, army's starting to get scary. 3 Tempests are coming on out, and Zest knows he has to chrono them out because Zest knows that shouldn't have lost his army. But
True.
Yeah, Zest is just in full-on defense mode, trying to defend against this incoming mech army. I mean, he's lost so many morals. He has to find the damage somehow, right?
Yeah,
so, I guess that's the way to go, and the War Prism gets taken down. Widow Mines, and now Zest is going to desperately blink on top of the Cyclones to try and nullify their damage, but he loses his army once again, and I think this is going to be the last time that happens. I mean, the only thing that can save him here are the Tempests, but even then, there are Cyclones with the Mag Field Accelerator upgrade. And let me tell you, Tempests die. I think they almost die faster than Phoenix. In fact, they probably do.
Looking onto those Tempests, and it's so close. Only one remaining.
You see them? No, you don't. Oh man, this is brutal to watch.
Should clean up those Zealots as well. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I don't know. They're still kind of trading equally, but oh my dear lord.
Like, it's so painful because it's so close, and it's just barely not there. You see TY's economy behind this, and you just know these units are never going to stop. He's always going to be pushing across the map. And now, you know, I think Zest right now is just kicking himself. I mean, he still has his base up right there, but with these Cyclones and these Widowmine fields, I think he knows that the writing is pretty much on the wall. GG is called, and TY is going to be on match point in our best of 5.
Oof. Coming back with 2 wins in a row there for TY, that is quite something else. Zest, not finding the damage he needed, and unfortunately not noticing, of course, that he was on the wrong unit composition against that mech army. He had a chance somewhere in the middle of the game where he was flying in a War Prism, but the War Prism, unfortunately for him, there were 3 missile turrets actually waiting for that War Prism to take that route, and completely denied the entirety of the scouting there. So,
exactly,
just very well played by TY.
Yep, couldn't poke the bear, couldn't see what came out to defend against his push, so Zest didn't have any idea what he was facing off against until it was a little bit too late. And then from there, it was kind of wishy-washy on whether he wanted to end it or whether he wanted to go late. It was just a very confusing game for Zest, I think. And I feel like, you know, he can definitely still, the way he played, especially in games 1 and, you know, especially in game 1, he can still, like, take this series off of TY, but now it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Especially on such an aggressive map as Cyber Forest. But he did pick this map actually himself, so we'll have to see what he has in mind. He probably has a plan. Zest always has a plan, I feel.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good Blinkstalker map as well, right? It's not too shabby. Does it right for itself. Maybe. Nice walk-arounds, nice ways to rotate around armies, you know, get in on the flank.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that build that he was doing with the big old, like, the Blinkstalker all in with the Immortals, I think that would work a lot better in Cyber Forest just because of rust distances and because the blink into the main base. You know, there's a lot more space for you to maneuver around. You don't get cornered as easily, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Man. They are just getting started here today. This is only the first best of 5 as well. TY on match point. Zest still 2 games away, of course. Let's hope that Zest can get this victory here, so we get into that, you know, famous best of 5 match here. And here we go. Sorry, wait.
Yeah, no, never mind. Don't wait. I was gonna say something, but it's okay.
Something's happening.
Yeah, like, whoa, what are these units mining? What's happening?
They're starting. Okay, no, this is an amazing series so far, and well, let's hope. Oh my dear lord, look at this!
It's gonna get a whole lot better. I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, let's quickly do the introductions before we talk about what's happening on the middle of the map. We have in the top left corner of the map. I'm gonna steal the Protoss player from you this time. It is the red Protoss player. His name is Zest.
Oh yeah, you want to steal my guy? That's fine.
Yeah.
And spawning mostly in the bottom right-hand position of Cyber Forest, representing Splice. It is their very own TY, who thinks to himself that he might sneak a game off of Zest in the most humiliating fashion possible.
TY already here though with a probe scout. Gonna see there's something missing in the Terran base. It doesn't feel
it
completely
feels kind of
right.
empty, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just like in your heart, you know something's wrong. Now, with this gas, I mean, honestly, a gas this late, is it really going to do anything? I don't really think it's going to be able to like contribute to this proxy racks at all. And yeah, it's just going to be Marines, right? But I think this is to make TY think, not only does it help TY transition, but it also helps TY sell that there's maybe just a barracks by one of the 4th or 5th base locations down here, because that's what Terrans do. You guys know you do that. You get like fake proc stuff, but I think TY, seeing this bunker on the low ground and the Marines being pumped out of these barracks, kind of knows that that's not the case.
Very true, very true. Yes, that's completely aware here. Oh my god, that's so many SCVs being pulled. Look at the amount of SCVs coming.
This is very all in. Okay, yeah, the gas was definitely a fake. Ooh, alright, feel big brain, but I also kind of feel bad. He's gonna go ahead and dive on the bunker, but it's a little bit too late, and now he's gonna lose the Zealot, possibly? He's gonna throw out another pylon. This is actually very close to not getting anything out at all.
Oh my god, if he gets that pylon.
TY is so confident here.
If he does get that pylon.
Salvaging the bunker on the low grounds.
What?
That is some amazing confidence, actually. I would have kept that. That seems like a very good position, doesn't it? To fall back on at the very least.
Maybe he just needed some money quickly. I don't know exactly, but oh my god, that stalker getting right on top of this.
Yeah, he almost got surrounded. Oh, and this one is so close. 11,
oh
7.
My god,
and,
it's so.
And that's no, TY, how could you?
Stealing the rest of the series from us.
Oh no.
And our hearts, of course. Let's be honest. He stole all our.
Oh man. I would. This is one of the. I don't speak Korean, but oh my god, it looks like there's quite a lot of, we'll call it friendly banter going on.
Yeah, sure. Let's just call it friendly.
Maybe friendly banter.
Not show it to our Korean viewers here. That's as well.
Yeah, to them, it's like secret Easter eggs for them, you know.
Yeah. I'm not seeing the laughing sign. That's the one I know. So.
He said thank you.
Ah, okay.
I think so.
Let's hope.
What's the laughing one? That's just the L, the sideways L's like a bunch of times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Man, poor Zest.
It's the one I know. It's the only one.
Yeah, I know that one and the one before GG.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like those two little things that always show up, you know.
Very true.
Yeah, because like sometimes they type GG in Korean and then immediately afterwards in English. GG, or sometimes they just do it straight in Korean. And it's like
I've thought about it, right? What if it's well played in Korean and then GG in regular? Could that be a thing?
I'm not next level enough to know that goes in.
Probably not, right? Because it's not the same symbol.
You're right. I have zero idea. If there's any Korean homies in chat right now, let us know.
Yeah.
If that is indeed the case. Oh, guess you just joined the party.
Well, I'm getting a little blushy here.
Oh yeah, it's getting hotter in here. You know what that means? Sweatpants became optional 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, for you it is. I still have a camera going on. Well, I guess.
Oh, that's right, you do. Oh, now you know my real strategy. I was just DDoSing you until you had to take the webcam down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, now we have.
Just fully
TY
enjoy.
moving on to the grand finals, and I don't think anyone's too surprised there. That series could have gone either way, But yeah, TY is going to be waiting in the finals. It's going to take a much-needed break, maybe eat some food. Meanwhile, we're going to start up our next best of 5, which is going to be Junior Green Wings Rogue versus
Classic.
MKers 1 Classic.
Yeah.
Crap, I don't know Classic's team name. Junior Green Wings said though. That one I know for quite a while.
Yeah. It's one of the more famous ones, so.
Yeah.
It's also you know what? I really enjoyed Junior Green Wings. Just still continuously promoting the thingamajigs. Also, I've kind of been off ball here a little bit, honestly. We should probably mention one of our sponsors as well. I've just been too much hyped. Give me a second, guys, before we hop into game number 1.
Got to pay our due respect to the people who do make this possible.
All right, so I would like to take a brief moment to give a huge shout out to one of the greatest sponsors in the world. It is 24 Hour Fitness. 24 Hour Fitness, for over 30 years, 24 Hour Fitness has been dedicated to helping people like you and me and anyone looking for achieving any fitness goals to achieve those fitness goals. And they have, well, 436 locations in the US. And they are fully equipped with weights, cardio machines, studio classes, and awesome personal trainers as well that are willing to help you out. So huge shout out to those people from 24 Hour Fitness for sponsoring us and helping esports in general, of course. Well, I guess the greatest esports in the world, it is StarCraft, of course.
Oh, yeah. Not even the greatest esport in the world. It is the esport. Everything else is everything else is competitive gaming, but this is an esport.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right on that one, Swagger.
Gaming, competitive gaming. This is esports.
For sure. It's the first one as well. That's so cool about StarCraft. Just the first real esports in a way, right?
It's kind of like the mama,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of all modern esports, and yeah. So to all my friends who played LoL and Dota, StarCraft is lame and dying. That's the thing I pulled out. I was like, yeah, well, your face is stupid, and we were here since like 1998. So
you came after us.
Yeah,
we're the originals.
Damn young pro gamers.
Exactly.
Esports lawn.
Stop taking all that esports money that's supposed to be for StarCraft. All right. Anyway, let's talk about this. These players we have in the top right corner of New Repugnancy. It is the Gene Air Zerg player. His name is a Rogue. Swagger.
And in the bottom of that position. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah. Spawning this time as the blue Protoss player, can it make a difference against the non-Protoss menace? It is the Classic. Because I don't know how to say that team name. Makers One, do you think? Is Makers One how it is?
Probably. Oh, what's this? That's an interesting pylon across the map. That's a forge going up as well. Well then.
He's not gonna rush +1, Kozan. I can tell you what it's not.
That's what I do, Swagger. That's always worked out for me.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Because my cannon's a +1.
Yeah. That's what you get out of Forge. It's upgrades, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. No.
Oh,
if you're getting your Forge for upgrades, you are doing it wrong, my friend. And yeah,
very true.
your Rogue immediately just gonna give up on life on that hatchery over there.
He's gonna go for a third base location for his natural. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Look, he's getting gas. You know what this is? I wouldn't expect a Terran to know, but what it could be is Proxy Robo Cannon Rush build.
Oh, he's gonna go with the shield batteries, is what you're saying, and then yeah.
The shield batteries and the robos and the... Oh yes, I think you know exactly what's up.
Yeah.
Photon cannons going on down. Just needs to throw down a couple of shield batteries to support these, and I think it should be good. Thankfully, cannons do not get outranged by spines or anything like that, so it's going to be pretty hard to bust these bad boys down. He's going to go with the Roach Warren route and hopefully get a couple of Ravagers to file this down. Of course, that's the response you want to do to this sort of build, but still, it's still always such a hassle to try and deal with.
It's kind of interesting, actually, not seeing him make any spine crawlers, just completely investing into, like you said, those Ravagers instead.
Yeah, relying 100% on knocking down all the buildings here. Here's where things start to get funny, though. There's you can only kill buildings so fast, and Classic's making a lot of buildings. So
very true.
Don't do that. You're just embarrassing yourselves.
There's only 2 pylons though so far, but it's gonna be rough getting those piles in there without getting too much shots on your own Ravages.
Exactly. He's draining a lot of shield battery energy though, and it's gonna
get
the cannon down before the Immortal can pop out, and then the Warp Prism on top of that. It's gonna be a long while.
There's still 4 other shield batteries, so that's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I guess that's good too. But yeah, he's getting a little bit more bold. But speaking of boldness, hello, Mr. Immortal. How was your day?
There he is. Okay, wailing away at the Queen so far.
There's a big boy.
And he's sealed again. Ready to go back.
There's only 1 shield battery's energy left, really, so he has to be a little bit careful how he does this. And Rogue! Oh, misrallying his units, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's definitely not something you want to see when trying to hold off this push. And Classic still, you know, being very careful with this Immortal. Losing his units left and right. Has to fix that rally point on the natural. He has 2 immortals now. They're gonna start targeting down queens and ravagers and stuff. 2 is not only twice as good as 1. I don't know where I was going with that, but they're all a lot better.
It's also
2 is a lot better.
Double amount of good.
Yeah, double the good.
Double
so like
the good.
Quadruple the good.
Exactly.
Basically, he's out of shield battery energy. Oh my god.
That is true. Yeah. There's still a lot of ravagers.
Now. There was a little bit of a desperate there from the last one. Okay, and the War Prism is out now. And as soon as Joe sees that, GG is called in Classic. In strict vengeance for what TY did to Zest in game number 5, 3, 4. 3 of that last series.
Yeah.
4?
Just
whatever. In the last game of last series, Classic says, you know what, this one's for all my Protoss homies.
Yeah.
Back, holding it down, getting cheesed by those Terrans. Taking his anger out on the Zerg, which is kind of, actually, now that I think about it, you know, not healthy, but still. Yeah, he got it out. One way or another.
That's right. It's the ladder, right? Or how do you call this? The ladder of survival. The Terran is on top right now, then the Protoss, and then the Zerg underneath. That's...
Yeah.
What do you call? I forgot the name for it. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. Yeah, Rogue jumping out of that one. I don't blame him too much. It was a little bit unfortunate for what happened to him. Of course, there was a lot of shield batteries. I'm not gonna lie.
We're talking about like so somber, like it's so unfortunate what happened to him. You know.
Yeah.
Just can we have a moment of silence, just to like in respects for our fallen brother?
That's how I feel though. In
it's
a way,
like someone died. You know.
When I see that,
like, how could this happen to him?
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere.
It is how I feel, honestly. Like, just one of those builds where I'm like, okay, well, I guess that just happened.
I feel like if I were a Zerg player from the start and I had that happen to me, I would be so... I can see why now everyone's so mad at the Protoss race, you know?
Yeah.
Just in general.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I was always like, guys, Protoss isn't that bad. And then
well, yeah.
Games, like, listen, I understand. Not all of us are like that, okay?
But then if you see that bunker rush as well, that's kind of the same thing, isn't it? But
yeah,
it just feels less like, okay, he's just building his entire base next to the opponent's base.
All right, sure, sounds good, mate.
I don't know. I'm not trying to talk it in any other way. Like, it's still the same thing, right? It's still the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Same.
Same difference applies. All right, anyway. Game number 2. Game number two.
Where did you spawn? Like top left or top right? So I don't tell you to like jump the camera somewhere.
Where do you want me to go? I'm gonna go into the middle, so I'm dead center right
cool.
now. And now
spawning in the middle of Acropolis.
It's all the observers.
Representing ancient civilization. It is Greek ruins.
Look at that. Okay, wonderful stuff.
Man. And some foliage.
Okay, well I'll go into the top left corner now. We have the blue Zerg player coming from, well, like all the other ones, from Korea. He is Jin Air Rogue.
And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Acropolis, representing what I can only assume is Maker. It is now the red Protoss player, because he's angry. It is Classic. Oh, that's so soda. Rogue took the blue color, so Classic can't play blue anymore.
A little bit of revenge here.
Or do you think that was just it's just something that happened?
Maybe it just depends on which one gets in the lobby first. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Maybe Classic didn't even care about it.
I hope not. If he does,
my friend Kozak, like to live in fantasy worlds where fantasy rivalries happen and everything means something.
What if it was the other way around? That beforehand, Rogue stole the red color, and now that was the reason why Classic went for that early aggression, right? As kind of a revenge. And then afterwards, Rogue was like, all right, don't worry, you can have the red color. It's okay.
Just like intimidated, like, all right, man, you can...
Calm down.
Yeah. Don't steal my color. I remember I used to get so vindictive about that when I used to play custom games.
Yeah.
Like, I would play purple Protoss 100%. Before I realized orange was the way to go, I used to play purple. I was young and confused, don't judge me. And if someone picked my purple, I would just do the crazy... I would just, like, reach deep into my bag of Protoss builds and try and find, like, the one that evolved the most oracles or cannons, whichever one, you know?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You don't steal colors.
No. You don't. Well, especially if it's actually stolen.
You don't do.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Stargate opening here from Classic. We are seeing that a whole bunch recently from the Protoss players.
Yep. Especially against those pesky little Zergs where, you know, although Classic was the aggressor in the early game, that first match, and I understand, you know, people's opinions about that, but generally Zerg can do some really horrible things to Protoss back in the mid to early game if they don't have an Oracle to stop things like Roach attacks, Roach pushes, you know, Ling builds. Everything gets a whole lot stronger if you don't have an Oracle in the sky just to defend things. And Oracles on top of that, you know, they're just good utility. They can kill stuff, they can scout stuff, they can help secure your bases. So yeah, honestly, a pretty solid, safe opening coming out from Classic in stark contrast to what we saw last game.
Very true, very true. A lot more macro orientated in this case. Not much else going. Well, actually, we are seeing a Baneling bust coming in. From
All right,
Rogue.
you just had to say it, didn't you, cousin?
Yeah, that was.
Had to be on. Nothing else is going on.
We're just sitting here relaxing. Oh wait, hold up. What is walking across the map over here? And what do I see?
The opposite side of the world. Rogue was like, "Is that right?" And started making Banelings.
Perhaps
my heart goes out to Classic so much.
Perhaps I should start looking at the production tab.
Yeah, how about we start looking at the supply?
Okay, that might be it already. That might be already it. That's very devastating.
Yeah, this is so sad.
And depower
I actually play Despacito, as the kids say. But yeah, this is pretty much, you know, bad news bears times infinity. That's what this is. I mean, Classic's gonna try and all this, and he's actually not gonna do too bad of a job. He has 2 Oracles, and the other one is pretty full on energy, but Zergans can burst through Oracle energy like nobody's business, right?
Very true, very true.
More things are gonna join in the fray for reinforcements. Zest, or rather, Classic can still lose a lot of units and still be okay, but this Oracle has to make up its mind on where it wants to attack. Does it want to defend the wall? Does it want to defend the probes? And Jinner knows, Rogue knows that, and he's gonna be able to pull Classic's attention this way and that. Oh, Baneling, go ahead. He knew they were gonna clump up.
Honestly, I think this is going pretty good for Classic.
Damn. Calm down, Classic.
One Baneling. Oh, and now he has to do it again.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh my god. Absolutely horrifying there. But still, like, he's doing a lot better than I thought he would.
Yeah, I mean, he's still trying to wall off desperately, and he's spending a lot of money, but he has a lot of money to spend.
True.
There's no more Oracles coming out, though, for Classic. He just doesn't have the gas because they literally all blew up, and it's just so micro-intensive. Like,
oh my god, there's a gap.
He wasn't fully walled off, and Classic now is starting to kind of regret, you know, what he did to Rogue. He's trying to make amends, but Rogue is not letting him. He's like, all right, we'll play macro. I'm sorry. Rogue says no. Rogue rejects your apology.
Very true.
Yeah. Scouts are actually going to plug up the wall pretty nicely there.
Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, I still think it's pretty dire. He's not going to quit just yet. He has another production. I mean, I can see why you'd want to stay. Because, yeah, he still technically has a worker advantage. But, yeah, I say technically for a reason, you know.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know that completely, right? But you should know, with the amount of links just running into your base right here, you know if you clean up the links...
there can't be that many drones on the opposite side of the map if there is that many links. Alright, 8 more probes gonna go ahead and fall on down here. Rogue still is nowhere near to halting this aggressive. The Z key is just too strong, says Rogue. And another Baneling is gonna be able to make a lot of probes. Very scared about the Banelings that are coming on now. And how is he going to target them down? Maybe. Another Baneling going to go ahead and scoot on in. Not as many kills, but still. Yeah, at this point, now Classic has run out of money. He's run out of units. He's running out of probes. And yeah, I think this is pretty much... not to say that this is it, but yeah, okay.
It is.
Now.
You were right.
It's it. Not to say it's it, but it is.
I didn't want to call it before the pro player, but you know what?
Yeah, because like... Yeah, you always got to be careful with those really hard casters, you know? You don't want to be like, oh yeah, I think it's it, and then the game goes on for like 30 minutes, and you have to like live every single one of those 30 minutes knowing that everyone knows you're a fraud.
In extreme shame, like, oh my god.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, he's actually doing pretty good.
I know? Well, yeah, I really thought, like, as soon as those Zerglings came in, I saw 2 Oracles, and I thought, like, alright, how are you ever going to defend this? And then he did a very good job, honestly, just running around with his probes, not losing too many, but it's probably just those Baneling's connections, right? That got, like, what was it, 12 workers or 9? I don't,
oh, yeah, 12
like
bajillion workers.
12 gajillion,
And the thing was, you can see that Classic, I mean, those kind of all-ins really keep you in disarray in your main base, right? So, like, he stopped mining gas, which I know is a small thing, but every little thing counts.
Yeah.
And he delayed his next Oracle by a decent amount. And he also was kind of a little inefficient in how he spent his Oracle's energy. There was a lot of chasing going on.
True.
And there was a lot of, like, not knowing when to turn on the B, and not knowing, or being late to turn it off. Just like really small things. And then on the wall offs too. I mean, he was just throwing down like big walls of pylons, which isn't ideal at all. You want to be like getting gateways and stuff like that, but cyber cores, but.
It's so difficult, man. Honestly, if you because if it does get depowered, right, you're just done right there. It's so difficult to then come back when you're not even able to make any real army units, right?
For how that game started, Classic did pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So it just means we tied up another series, though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, things are starting to heat up, Koza. All right.
Getting to say our spiel.
Okay, let's go ahead and introduce our players before we introduce another piece of rubble. Okay. Spawning in the top left-hand position of Thunderbird, the ladder edition. Representing Makers 1, it is Classic. The blue Protoss player.
And his opponent, throwing in a little bit of his own cheese there, retaliating to the early aggression coming out of Classic from the first game. Now tying up the series, it is the red Zerg player in the bottom right side of the map. It is Jin Air Rogue.
You know what always amazes me?
Not yet, but...
Rhetorical question. The correct answer is a lot of things.
Tell me, please.
Yeah, like you take a magnet and it sticks to something, and I'm like, no, how does it do that? Magnets, how do they work? But whenever I zoom in on a Zerg player, and whenever I have a Zerg player in a series and I have to introduce them, without fail, I always think about how disgusting the hatchery is. And then I just get like grossed out for like the next 3 minutes, and I notice that everything the Zerg does is just kind of disgusting. I mean, if you look really close and you have like textures on really high, I mean, it's like it's like veiny, pulsating. True. There's like a little bit of steam coming out of the top, which is really weird. Like, why is that happening?
It's just like, you know, how when it's cold outside and you're breathing, I feel like it's that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Zerg buildings are alive.
Every single map. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. Every single StarCraft map is just freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in freaking those underwater maps, it's just like cold water. It's just like.
I don't know how the Zerg biology works. I'm sure there's some logical explanation, and I'd like to think that it's just cold.
Oh yeah, there is some logical explanation for how a drone turns into a tractor or a spawning pool.
Keep things simple.
There is some reason. There is some way that I'll not be the one to understand it, but I know the mechanism exists.
Yeah. Right. Again, we are seeing the same Stargate opening coming out from Classic. A lot quicker third base this time from Rogue, I do believe.
Yes, indeed, sir. And he's still going to go ahead and go for what appears to be a macro-oriented game so far. Let's just see if he just keeps making drones. And yes, he is starting to get drones after his first round of Lings, so thank God for that. And yeah, we're going to be seeing hopefully a little bit of a longer game here. Classic, of course, just very solid opening with that Stargate. Going to be able to, like I said, defend that third base, maybe pick off a couple drones, you know, and just overall be safe. Classic doesn't strike me as a player who takes a lot of risks. He just, likes to play very solidly is what I feel, you know. He doesn't really, he's kind of like Stats, you know. He's a little bit more adventurous than Stats, obviously. I don't think Stats will, like, pretty much ever like to do a cannon rush into those robo strategies. But yeah, he's like a little bit more well-rounded Stats, I feel.
Yeah, okay. I can get behind that statement, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. I think it's necessary as well, right? Like, we hear a lot of the times to just try and mix in some early aggression as well. Otherwise, you become too predictable, and then people start taking advantage of that.
No one wants to be too predictable in StarCraft. In a game of incomplete information, the less your opponent knows, the better. All right, 2 drones actually going on down. Actually, a 3rd one in this early game segment. 2 from the first Adept, 1 from that Oracle, so not too bad coming out from Classic. Rogue obviously is going to go ahead and get a scout on in the main base with his Overlord, see if he can open up this wall with some Lings. Not going to be able to, and the follow-up is going to be pretty standard. It's going to be a Robo, possibly into a Twilight, and, you know, whatever you do from there. Probably Archon drops.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
Well, actually, yeah, you would have a Twilight Cancel by now, wouldn't you?
I think you would.
Yeah, you totally would. It's just a Robo for now.
Perhaps
it's kind of strange. Classic. Is he gonna go for like a Immortal Sentry push, something like that? Are we gonna see a Soul Train on Thunderbird?
Oh,
I mean, that just sounds cool.
That would be something.
Soul Train, dude, StarCraft band names: Soul Train on Thunderbird. What do you think? Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think that would be a nice metal band.
I think that'd work. Yeah.
Although maybe like a soul music as well, or soul.
Mama Soul Train.
Maybe a bit of R&B.
Oh yeah, awesome. I can't lay down sick beats though, so you're gonna have to do that for me.
Well, you're kind of putting me on the spot here, honestly, Swagger.
No, in the future. When we're in the recording studio.
Okay.
Be careful. Actually, look at this early game.
I almost jumped right into song there, yeah. You know.
Oh yeah. Almost had you busting it out in time, you know. Oh man, gotta be careful. Yeah. I must use my powers for good. Anyways, 11 drones going down for Jin Greenwing's Rogue, and this early game aggression from Classic is starting to pay off a lot. It's actually just going to be a very Stargate focused mid-game aggression, and he is actually going to get a lot, 2 Oracles, a lot better than just 1 Oracle, and the Adepts as well, going to be warping on in from these Orifices, just going to keep Rogue on his toes for such a large portion of this mid-game. He's already lost so many drones too. I mean, like 20? That ain't good. I mean, I'm not a Zerg expert or anything, but that doesn't look right.
Well, he's still on a reasonable work account. The thing is, against these types of Stargate openings, you do want to just keep on droning. But we are seeing a lot of roaches being created here as well. Kind of curious to see if he does want to put on some sort of aggression, or if it's just kind of a force to start securing his 4th with.
Yeah, I think, honestly, at this point, it has to be... I mean, I would say it has to be aggression, but he just starts to make more drones, so...
Yeah, and then Infestation Pit as well.
That's why we talk slowly when we cast. He's throwing out an Infestation Pit, too. I think he's going to try and go Swarm Hosts. Is that what he's going for? Is that the idea?
Could be. It could also just be trying to get a quicker Hive tech, but... I mean, perhaps he's just trying to get up into the late game composition for Zerg, right? I mean, that would be the best thing. If he does get Infestus as well, it will help out against those Oracles. Oh, actually, Nidusman. Yep, so it is going to be those Swarm Hosts.
You're right. And I think Classic, as soon as he scouts that Infestation Pit, regardless of what this means, Swarm Host or Hive, you know you have to start putting on some aggression because the clock is ticking, right? And after doing that much damage, I feel like you can find some like, as long as you don't have double Robo and like no units out at all, I think there's definitely a window here where Classic can push Rogue, and he's gonna have a hard time trying to find the defense against it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean, you don't lose
across
28 drones and then like go into Swarm House and be okay. You know, that's not a thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be rough for sure.
Okay is not the word to use. And Classic, look at this, more big warpins coming on in. Jin Greenwing's Rogue is gonna have a... I guess I can just say Rogue. Rogue's gonna have a hard time holding this off after this first Locust Wave phases on out.
Oh my god, if he uses the Locust Wave across the map now... Okay, no, he doesn't.
This is looking dangerous. He's gonna go ahead and spawn the Locust, and look at this. Classic just gonna back on out, doesn't want to fight at all, and just gonna wait for these Locusts to time on out. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's Nidus Worms going up in the main base. He's gonna force field these roaches because he knows. Ah, so smart. Nidus and he's gonna actually fight these momentarily as his army is gonna go ahead and get forced to fight. But meanwhile, the Locusts have expired, and the Swarm Hosts have a good 15-20 seconds before they can do that again. There is no army. I was
kind of surprised that he used them all at the same time, actually. That's
yeah, generally, you kind of want to like drip them out, you know. If you just do it all like that, you basically resign yourself to dying as soon as those Locusts expire.
Oh man. Even the War Prism just straight on top of the Zerg army. Absolutely nothing to deal with it here. Luckily, the second Locust Wave does come out in time.
Yep.
But still, though, I'm not sure if it's... Well, he must have held this now, right? This does seem to be...
Yeah, he should. It's just a Locust. Like, it looks like there's a lot chasing Classic. There's not. See? Boop. That. Yeah, see? That's the, you know that we're like in like Scooby-Doo when they take the mask off and let's see who this push really is, and he just like pull it out and it's just like Locust expire and just like 4 roaches and a queen and I'm like,
it's just a drunk old librarian guy. Oh
yeah. Easy. Mr. Magoo. Or whatever his name was, I don't know. Rogue is gonna send his first wave of Locusts off across the map, finally gonna be able to do these swarm hosts, what they are meant to be doing. And yeah, there are no defenses here, and Classic is gonna have a bugger of a time trying to defend this. He's actually gonna lose his base. Oh my god, he's gonna, yeah, totally. Boom, 1 base done. Just like that. Easy peasy. See how good Locusts are when they're not defending stuff?
Very true, very true.
They don't have to like fly for like 20 minutes and then die as soon as they land on top of like a bunch of Archons.
Continuously applying that pressure for absolutely really no cost at all, except for supply. And, well, I guess you do pay for the Swarm hosts, but
yeah,
afterwards...
But for the Locust?
Yeah.
Nah, Locust free. Oh, and these mineral patches over here are not mined out right. So, pretty good.
Second wave coming in. Is he gonna get another next? Oh, actually, they drop on top of the Zealots, so that's a bit unfortunate here.
Shield Battery gonna go ahead and keep a lot of things alive here. Doesn't trade out too inefficiently. He's gonna go ahead and start focusing down pro. Not bad at all. 6 end up going down now. 8 and now.
Oh, big engagement 9, in the middle as well, actually. Immortals versus Roaches. I'm not sure if this is enough for Rogues.
Archon Immortal does has, as you can see in the Roaches on the front, they are not liking this.
For sure,
this is their least favorite thing. And the 4th base actually is now under serious pressure. And Rogue Zerg players general rule of thumb, they kind of need to stay base ahead of their opponent, you know, and of course you have some liberties with that when you're playing with Swarm hosts, but still, amazing pickoff from Classic, and Rogue is going to be hurting.
Can he use the entirety of all his Swarm hosts here at one go? And also, like, I'm kind of curious about this. He did get his Burrowing Claws for the Roaches here.
Yeah, exactly. The thing about this is that this is not an army that's supposed to fight just straight up, right? I mean, there's Tunneling Power Roaches, there's Swarm hosts. These are all. This is a game that General Green Means Rogue really. I said it again, but it's a game that Rogue just really wants to take to the, you know, to the counterattack. It's a game that's going to be focused around counterattacking. But that being said, he is getting a lot of really solid picks off on these Immortals and stuff like that. Definitely finding a lot of damage with these Roaches.
I mean, as long as the Swarm hosts stay alive, I feel like he should be okay. He used all his Locusts for 1 Immortal there. Like,
but look at this, there's no army left for Classic.
Oh, Nidus Worm in the main base as well, actually.
Yeah, Nidus Worm in base. These 6 Zealots is pretty much Classic's army. I mean, he lost so much pushing into those defensive positions of Rogue. I mean, I feel like he got a little bit over eager there, Classic. I mean, like, I feel like you push in, you find some damage, you're okay with it, and then you pull out. Classic just kept going.
Those Swarm hosts popping out there like, oh, hey, look, no, never mind, we're gone.
Like, hi, oh, bye.
We weren't supposed to be here, sorry.
Yeah, we were never meant to be born. I'll see you later. Alright.
Yeah, this is looking rough for Classic now.
Here's a crappy thing. Classic knows it's happening, but he knows there's like nothing you can do against it. I mean, unless literally that happens, but still. There's Locust killing the 3rd while it happens, so.
For sure.
Nothing really complaining from there, and Rogue, somehow after being down so many workers in the early game, has managed to, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but probably eke out a win this series. I mean, this game. 66 to 5 to 181. I mean, Rogue, Classic just, like, completely missed the mark on how to handle that. But not to take anything away from Rogue, absolutely capitalized on Classic, just getting over-eager, overextending, being really desperate to just find some damage to this Swarm host player, and hey, it paid off. Rogue is great defensively.
Yeah, I think Classic played kind of the way he needed to, and you know, trying to apply the pressure, keep the fight on the side of Rogue's side of the map, so it doesn't continuously take economic damage from those from the Swarm hosts.
Exactly. But yeah, it was just like, you want to do that without losing your whole army thing.
Yeah, that's very true. Perhaps maybe having a couple more sentries for force fields just to kind of deny those Roaches from chasing as much. I don't know exactly though.
I think that would have been very helpful too. Regardless, the third base is going to go ahead and go down. Another base is dead for Classic. Classic now is struggling to like find any sort of footing this game. I mean, just look at the map. That's a Zerg map, right? That's a purple-ass, red, spotted, blue in the corner map.
This is starting to look like one of those campaign missions where, you know, you just start out and you see this entirety of the map just filled up with Zerg and like...
Oh, yeah.
But...
You know, if this... Yeah, like those campaign missions where you're literally not supposed to win, it just says survive for like 5 minutes before you're extracted. Exactly. Unfortunately for a Classic, this is not one of those missions. And yeah, it's not survive, it's don't die. And I think right now, not dying is not on the menu. Rogue is gonna go and start pushing through. It's still a Roach Ravager. It's still pretty garbage supply, so he has to be careful about these Immortals and Archons and Charkoffs, all of which are pretty good against Roaches. But I think with the Slave of Locust, that should be about all she wrote. Yeah, the Locust at the front just taking all the damage from the Immortals. Classic with the Weld is gonna go ahead and tap out of that game, and Rogue is gonna go ahead and be put on match point. Are we gonna have a TPZ finals, do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, Rogue is on match point, but I don't think we should count out Classic just yet. I mean, I think Rogue just got in a really good spot as well. Like, he did lose quite a few of his workers. Like, how many did he lose? Like 20, was it?
He lost like 28 or something like that.
That's rough. That is rough. I mean, especially with also the investment of how many Spore Crawlers there were, right? I don't know. It feels like somehow Classic should have been able to eke out a win there earlier on, but just succumbing to the pressure of those Swarm hosts ultimately and losing his economy and then not finding damage across the map.
Oh yeah, it was some rough stuff to be sure, but yeah, I definitely can't take anything away from Rogue there. That was an absolute masterclass of coming back in that game. Thunderbird, definitely his map. So honestly, I mean, that was such a good game from Rogue. I mean, I don't want to say he's going to win 3-1 because we already had somebody win 3-1 and, you know, you can't copy TY, you poser. But, you know, still.
I mean, Rogue is an absolutely beast of an opponent. That is no questions about that.
Yeah, for sure. Either way this goes, I'm going to be happy with whoever ends up in the finals. PVT, second most favorite matchup. You know what my most favorite matchup is?
PvP? No.
Is there somewhere I can mute? One sec. Hang on. I'm gonna see if I can mute you.
Mute me? What? Why?
You just said PvP was my favorite matchup.
Well, you are a Protoss. I don't know. Actually.
No.
Why would it not be?
Literally every race's least favorite matchup is. If you ever meet a Zerg player who says he loves ZVs, first off, if you're married, you get a divorce, right?
Yeah.
If they're their neighbor, you put like salt on their lawn in the shape of a giant wiener.
I love watching TVT, to be fair. I'm sorry to interrupt that analogy, but
okay. No, that's fine. You did the right thing, Koz. But still, it's like you should. The mirror matchup, I know they're definitely interesting. Don't get me wrong. I think every matchup in StarCraft is very interesting, but man, playing them is just, I feel like every time I play a PvP, my heart just dies just a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
I like TVZ. It's very dynamic.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyways, speaking of very dynamic, this probe isn't going for an early scout because spawning in the bottom right-hand position of the map, representing Makers 1, the blue Protoss player, Classic, is either going to be going for a quick +1 or a cannon rush. You want to take a wild guess? Oh, wait, actually, maybe he's...
I think it will be the +1, actually.
Can't do that. That's at the same time.
We're going for the quick pool, though, as well. Pool first.
Yeah.
I should introduce him first before I start talking about him. Wait,
who's doing the pool first?
I don't even know. Nobody even told me.
What is this man?
Oh wait, it's coming in right now. It is the left top Zerg player. He's red. He is Jinhair Rogue. Stumbling over my words. We got there in the end.
How else would we know his name if it weren't for the name on the name? Unit tag comes up. You did the right thing, cousin.
The Hydralisk. Oh no, wait, it's the what was it? The Queen? No, oh, it's the Zerg. The Zerg.
It's a Zerg. Oh my god, every single one of the. What if someone new to StarCraft like doesn't know how name tag? And like every time we mouse on one of the units, I think everything is just called a Junior Rogue. Wow, the drone, like, these are Junior Rogues. Goes over Hatchery. Wow, that's a Junior Rogue too. Yeah. These are some really uncreative names.
The race classic in the bottom right side of the map's doing regular things, actually.
Everything's a classic? Wow. Yeah. I knew StarCraft was a, original. Damn.
Yeah.
Really playing to that marketing.
I never knew they were that arrogant about themselves, but...
moving across the map, too. Wow. Oh my god, look. You see that?
The final
Classic just threw down a classic in the middle of the map.
Yeah,
but now the rogues are chasing the classic all the way back to the classic.
This is a junior classic, the one of the smaller ones.
Yes. A little baby classic.
This is the senior classic over here in his natural base. That is the coming in right there.
Yeah, that's the coming of age of the senior classic, and then in their old age they become their little baby classic producers.
Yeah.
Are there any questions?
Well, I mean, Rogue is fully aware of what the classic is doing here, and we aren't seeing anything too cheeky coming out of classic this time. But I'm still kind of curious. Like, we saw the early pool, right? But we haven't seen anything happen with that early pool yet.
Yeah. I mean, here we go. Classic is gonna go into the natural. Lack of drones, and also a very distinct lack of life for his adept there. So he should know this time that he is getting, at least pressured, dedicated pressure. And he's going to go ahead and start walling off. This time, a lot more, like, structured. He's going to have gateways and stuff like that. But here's the thing. It's going to be Dropper Lords and Nidus Worms. Sometimes there's just way too many links, Mr. Kozan. And that's exactly what this kind of game is going to be.
I
you know how I said you can dodge the Banshee shots in last series?
Yeah.
You can dodge the Oracle shots, Mr. Kozan.
Yeah, in this sense you can.
Yeah.
You can't dodge the circling nibbling though. That is a lot harder to do.
The nibbles are sacred, You can't get rid of the nibbles, but
instant damage. It's really something else. Oh my god, he killed the pylon and then immediately afterwards throws down that Nidus Worm as soon
throws down
as
the Nidus Worm and places
that is so good. Just as soon as he denies that fishing.
Do it fast enough, you can confuse new players into thinking that pylons turn into Nidus Worms. Here we go, Nidus Worm finishes on. And
two drones as well. Gonna make spore crawlers, it looks like. Absolutely amazing.
The Void Ray literally just popped out. It is on a strict timer to get this Nidus Worm dead before those spore crawlers get up. So, yeah, what is he gonna do? Classic. What's the plan, my man?
I think he overextended here.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah.
Great plan. Excellent plan.
He definitely overextended.
Yeah, but it's fine. He's still equalish on army, but that's in Void Rays and Oracles. And you're right. That's pretty bad.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Nidus Worm not gonna find damage, and is he actually gonna? He's gonna find literally the best position in the universe. And look at this. Classic definitely planned this out. This is some amazing foresight from him. But still, it's scary. There's queens. There's spores. He's trying not to die. And he's doing a good job at it.
These two shield batteries really saving his life here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As long as these adepts can't get surrounded and are in the neighborhood of those shield batteries, I think it's okay. As long as they keep their energy, that is.
The Sim City of the Protoss is just really spot on, I think, in this defense. The closer the spore goes, the really the worse. The adepts, unfortunately, do get surrounded again as Classic gets a little over eager, but he's gonna go ahead and try and break down the spores. And is he gonna get one? I think so, yeah. And that's actually enough for Rogue to say GG. Which I think that makes sense though, because as soon as that first spore goes down, the rest of the links get cleaned up, and the rest of the spores go down, and the rest of the Nidus dies, and the push is dead, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I thought Classic was in a horrible situation after you lost that initial clump of units there, immediately being surrounded.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, I thought he was gonna die like so many times.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, he died, he got surrounded. He died, he got surrounded. It turns out Classic is really bad at dying. He sucks at it. He's literally wood tier at dying.
Hasn't done it many times.
That's how you defend any push. Just be really bad at dying. That's the secret to being good, guys. You don't want to be really good at anything. Well, just be really bad at dying, and you'll win all of your games. I promise.
For sure.
Just for clarification, that doesn't mean float your buildings to opposite sides of the map. That's not what I mean. You know.
I'll never die.
I'll never die. I'll live on forever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. I mean, that's just BM flying your buildings.
Raiders lifts buildings, roll out, send them on. Oh, I remember whenever there's like big 4-player maps in the map pool, without fail, at least once a season, somebody does that to me.
Yeah.
And in Masters, they do that to me. In really? Masters, who does that in Masters, man? You would think they have more time.
Well, must be somebody who's really salty at that moment. I'd say that is.
Actually, looking back on it, yeah, this is when I still did my double robo stuff. So the Proxy double robo, but without the Nexus. So. I can understand.
They're like, you waste my time, I'll waste your time too.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm so smart.
You don't want to play the nice macro game
with me, laddie. Yeah, Oh, it's so annoying. But I had a Zerg do something equivalent to me one time. I never had a Protoss do this to me, just to be clear.
Really?
We're so honorable, we've never done that. But
of course.
I've only remember one time a Zerg did that, and he literally just like started building hatcheries like all over the map. And it was a big F-off 4-player map. Like, I forget what it's called, but it had like a pretty open like third base, but the natural was a pocket. It was really weird. It was like foresty. I'll remember it later, but like he's like built hatcheries everywhere, and I was like, man. But he was BMing a lot, so jokes on him. It felt really good to kill it, you know. It was
gonna come back to you, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I gotta like dance my immortals at every base and then target them down. He was like, have fun, and I did.
By the way, Swagger, am I mistaken, or are we now on match point for both of these players? We are, right?
Oh, I should have been keeping track, shouldn't I?
Wait, sure.
Let's count the ones that Classic has won. He won the last game.
You won the last game?
And he won the first game.
The first game?
Yep. And Rogue won the Swarm Host one.
Mm-hmm.
And did he win any ones after that?
Was the I'm not sure actually. No, wait, I'm pretty sure we said Rogue was on match point, right? Or what other map
we said someone was on match point. Oh shoot. Oh my god, we suck at this.
How did we forget?
Alright, it's fine. We can be like Dora the We turn to chat and say, we need your help. What is the current score for Generic Greenwing Rogue versus Maker's Classic?
Oh, wait, yeah.
Rogue, wait.
Yeah, I remember. Rogue, right after the match of the Cannon Rush, Rogue did a Baneling all-in, right? With the Zerglings, and he won that one as well.
So 2-2.
Yeah, it's 2-2.
There we go. Boom.
It feels like we just started this series of the best of 5, but yeah, we're already on 2-2.
That's just how the game's been going.
Crazy.
Did we introduce him?
No, we didn't. We were just in a utter panic there for a good 2 minutes. That's
okay, good. And then Sushi just backing us up 2-2. Thanks, Sush. All right. In any case, let's go ahead and introduce our players in case you somehow don't know about this point. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position of King's Cove, representing Maker's One, it is the blue Protoss player, Classic.
Right, and his opponents, unfortunately, not succeeding with his Nidus play there at the start of the other game, but still on match point as well. He's the red Zerg in the top left side of the map. He is Jinair Rogue.
Dun 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 dun. Boom. Oh, you know what we should have? We should have like sound bites to play when we introduce players. You know when it
just sounds like more buttons to press.
Yeah, get a big mouse.
Okay.
Like, you know those mouses with like 9 buttons on the side.
Those World of Warcraft mouses.
Yeah, those World of Warcraft mouses. Finally have a use for them.
Yeah.
Like you know how IEM. Have I ever?
Sorry.
Any IEMs like Intel Extreme Masters?
Yeah, I must have.
Oh yeah, the reason I love them so much is because whenever they introduce a player, there's always like some like very dramatic music, like
I'm
like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's such a hype, isn't it?
Yeah, and literally, I remember like one of the sound bites that just like stuck with me since the beginning of time. It was the I mean, I'm not gonna say it because it's a sound bite with like instruments and stuff, but it's kind of like dun 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 dun, and it's like whoo, gives you shivers, you know.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Yeah. It's really good stuff. I might have to look into that, honestly, but you know, I
We'll
will have to put some. I will have to put some buttons on my mouse though to be able to fix that up.
It's okay, for the greater good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Classic so far. Talking about the build, if we get back into the game.
4 minutes in.
Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're kind of bad about that. He's gonna go ahead and throw down a Robo. He's gonna actually be doing pretty much the same thing that he did on his Swarm Host game that he lost on Thunderbird, where he's gonna get a decent amount of Oracles, around 3, and a Phoenix, and he's gonna be just, you know, all over the place with these units, harassing, picking up drones where he can. Now, the reason why I think this is kind of strange is that he did this once. He had a phenomenal opening with this, and he still lost. So it's like, is this really the opening you want to do against Rogue, you know? And I feel like, of course, you can always try and do this opening a little bit better, but you gotta kind of have those thoughts in the back of your head, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna stick in your head in that sense.
Yeah, kind of like, you know, I did my best with this build. We had an amazing opening, and I still lost. But yeah. I think it definitely shows a lot that Classic just thinks it was a fluke, and actually literally forget everything I just said. He's gonna go for an all-in after this. But still, the point, it's the principle that stands.
Never mind.
Classic is gonna do it anyways. Yeah, never mind. All right. Well, that's why I never commit too hard to anything.
Rogue should be aware of this, right? He sees that there's still no third base taken, and that is kind of a really... Yeah. It should start appearing very soon, if not like right now.
Yeah. Some alarm should be going off at this point, especially as soon as you get killed by 4 sentries. Then the alarms really start going off, right?
Right now,
and yeah, he's definitely replenishing his... he's going with roaches instead of drones, so... I think he has an alright idea, but Classic is ready to move out. Let's see if he's scouted it soon enough. But he's actually he's getting another Immortal. Oh, I think at that point it might be a little bit too late. Strange. Oh, that's right. Maybe he wants to wait for 2 Immortals, and he wants to keep maxing up. I don't know, it's strange. I feel like Rogue is going to have a lot to defend against this, but I think the idea is that if he keeps on harassing, then Rogue just straight up won't have enough drones to defend the push if it happens, you know, continuously. Yeah. And I think he's trying to catch Rogue imbalancing how he gets his drones versus how much army he makes. Like, if he gets a lot of drones, then of course, you know, Rogue needs to make like a big round of drones to replenish, right? And then that's what Classic is going to capitalize on top of.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea, or it wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly. Looks like he's continuously targeting down drones here, even more with the adapts as well. And now he is starting to move forwards, and as you said, yeah, Rogue replenishing those drones, making more of them.
Because he has to. There's no way he can like just not make any more drones. That's not how it works. But unfortunately, Classic is ready to kill his face in so hard. There's a lot of stalkers here, which actually are pretty good against roaches, and the force fields are amazing too. Literally no links here to speak of, and which means all this army is going to be attacking as soon as it gets into the range. So it's going to be a very scary push here for Rogue to try and hold off. He's going to go ahead and pull the drones right now. The sentries are getting targeted on down, and they are dying, but they have done their job. They have created a favorable engagement, and now Classic is starting to snowball out of control. This build, there's so much micro potential here. The Immortals are untouched. I mean, it's not looking good.
GG being called.
Rogue. Say it's not looking good.
Rogue.
It's looking horrible.
Yeah, that was just like... I was trying to... he did kind of overdrawn there in a way, and it really worked out for Classic in that sense in his favor. So yeah, very well done by Classic.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just got way too many drones, and Rogue just couldn't find that perfect balance. He was actually up to 60 drones and had an infestation pit by the time that push started. So indeed. I mean, he knew that there was no third phase, so that strikes me as really strange. I mean, you're not going to try and get Swarm Host up against that build. You know it's going to be hitting you, right?
Indeed,
I mean,
indeed. Yep.
Yeah, I think
for sure.
Yeah, there's some miscommunication in Rogue's brain in there for I think a little while.
Right.
But regardless, our friend Classic is going to go and move on to the finals, and it's going to be a PVT Grand Finals. It is going to be our boy Classic versus the Terran Menace TY.
Exactly. Congratulations.
Maybe
to
that's
him.
what TY stands for. Terran Menace.
I'm gonna have to cut in here a little bit. We are having a moment. We're gonna talk about GameStop. GameStop.
Oh, yes, we are.
Is working with Matcherino. Now, we already did all our Matcherino codes, so that one is completely filled up. Thank you so much for everyone who helped us out with that. And, sorry, I just read a message. We just lost 100 Rogue fans watching the stream. Anyway, that's kind of funny.
Man.
Also a little bit sad, unfortunately, but that's just what happens, you know. I suppose if Classic would have lost, we would have lost a lot of Classic fans. But anyway, let's focus on the goal here, Kozan. We have GameStop is working with Matcherino to fuel the grassroots of competitive gaming by providing hundreds of amateur tournaments across dozens of titles. Not just StarCraft, but actually a lot more as well outside of that. And it enables all the regular players, you know, you, me, anyone really, to start competing and winning in these places as well. Of course, this isn't really an amateur match. They also help out with the bigger leagues in this sense. But yeah, go make sure that you know, make sure to check them out at gamestop.com/esports. And you can sign up there for free as well for these types of tournaments. So go check them out, guys. Maybe there's something there for you. Any game you would like to play, or anything you you know, want to start competing in, or maybe try get some coaching for. All right.
Oh yeah, for sure. They do, like, GameStop does a lot of really cool esports stuff now.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really cool to see what they're doing, especially with the coaching and stuff coming up. Oh my god.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like the dream is eventually get innovation on there, and it's oh my god.
Well, I mean, TY is already a pretty, for us anyway. I suppose he probably didn't sign up through the GameStop.
Yeah, not quite yet. It's still in the works, you guys. It'll be out.
Yeah, they'll get there.
It'll
get him.
happen. Yeah, we'll get it. You know, just got to dot a couple of T's, cross a couple of I's.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay, no, that was legitimately a mistake. I'm not even kidding. Like I
wasn't a play on words. Couple of T's and a couple of Y's. That was, I thought, spot on.
Couple of T's, couple of Y's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh god, I need sleep. All right,
You're making jokes without even realizing here. That is,
yeah.
That's the level we have approached.
Yeah, we're like Bob Ross casters, you know, just happy little accidents all over the place.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're hopping into this best of 7, guys. Game number 1. And let's start off with introducing our players in the bottom right side of the map. We have the blue Terran player. His name is TY.
And his opponent, spawning in the top left-hand position of King's Cove, representing the Protoss race and Maker's 1, it is the red Protoss player, Classic.
Whoosh. Okay.
Oof.
TY,
how are you feeling about this one, Kozan?
You know what? I just want to see some amazing matches. I'm just ready to sit back, relax, and you know, watch TY do his thing here as a Terran fan.
Yeah, if you're looking for good matches and good StarCraft, you came to the right place. Let me tell you, Classic versus TY is going to be an absolute treat to watch. I don't doubt it. We have seen one PBT earlier on this series, and that was TY versus Zest. So as far as being warmed up for PBT goes, obviously I think TY is a little bit more in his groove. That being said, Classic just got fresh out of a couple games, so maybe he's in his groove in that regard. So I don't know. Everyone's kind of got their own groove going on. The groove metagame is real. But I think, yeah, TY should be... I don't want to say he's favored, but I feel like if Classic just tries to go toe-to-toe with TY and doesn't try to do anything special like, you know, Zest was trying, which I think was absolutely the way to go, then it's just going to be... It might just be a TY just rolling over Classic. Because TY can do so many things at the same time. Multitasking is insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. And he has so many build orders as well that he can take into so many other directions. He's been playing for a really long time. That being said, Classic, of course, as well, to be fair. I mean, you can never really count him out. He is, like you said, a very solid player, and he can take games into the late game as well. Perhaps he's not as aggressive as Zest is, right? Of course, with those Blink Stalkers going across the map and just continuously applying that pressure. It looks like he's going for the same opening as he did against Rogue. He's going for that Stargate opening.
Yeah, I mean, stylistically, you can already see the differences between Zest and Classic. I mean, Stargate opens against Terran have always kind of been in this strange little spot of, uh, do I get the oracles or do I just get a sentry and scout them that way? And I think if you go for a Stargate opening, either you're gonna use the Stargate in your main composition. For a while, Phoenix Adept was very popular, or you just want 100% vision, 100% safety all the time, right? Like this Stargate is gonna shut down Hellions if they try to move across the map. They're gonna see the Hellions coming before they blast the hell out of them with their pulsar beams. I mean, as far Blink Stalkers, you can be offensive or defensive with, but with a Stargate, you're very much committed to being defensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But we are seeing a Widow Mines coming out so far for TY. He's hiding one of them underneath the SCVs in his main base. He's making a second one, so it's going to be interesting if TY actually lifts up that... Oh, he sees the Stargate as well with his Reaper, and he sees the Oracle, so most likely he won't move out those Widow Mines until he deals with that Oracle. Or has some other type of mechanism to deal with them. Actually, look at this. He is actually... Never mind, he is going for it. Still going for the drop here.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's just going to go ahead and boost on off, leave his main base exposed. Yeah. Now, okay, another Widow Mine just pops out just in time. And I guess there are Marines for the natural base, but still, quite ballsy, as the kids say. The Oracle's going to sweep on in, and it's going to get, undoubtedly, maybe 1 or 2 kills. Obviously, Oracle's not as good against SCVs as they once were, once upon a time. But, he's probably still going to find some damage. I think, as soon as this Oracle starts attacking, that's going to be TY's cue to push into the natural base, because he knows that that Cat6's not going to be paying attention.
Yeah, and shouldn't have too much in his base either. Only one Oracle not paying attention. Oh boy!
No.
Okay. Okay, that just happened.
You know how I said something would happen, and exactly that just happened?
Yeah.
that feels good. I want that feeling to never end. Oh, man.
It's the opposite of the caster
good and evil.
It's the caster blessing for you today, Swagger. That is what is going on for you.
The tears of break. Classic's so sad. Poor guy. Look at that.
Is that a vampire face, or is that 2 eyes with some tears?
I don't know. It seems like some weird Korean thing that I'm on, but I don't know. I think 2 dots are pretty unanimous. It's kind of like, well, here we are. He's gonna go ahead and try and push on in with these stalkers. Should probably try and deny that bunker. No, he's just not gonna get it.
That's very unfortunate. Coming in with the oracles as well.
Yeah, it would have been so good if you could have gotten that bunker.
Very true.
But now having to chew through 400 health before you get to attack anything, not super ideal. Classic still has a worker advantage, but not. It's not like 50 to 30 as it possibly could have been.
For sure. Yeah, if only he moved away his probes in time. Like even probably not moving his probes would have been better at that time, right? Because they do start to stack up.
Yeah, at some point you just kind of gotta, not switch your probes, look at the screen, stare at it, and take it like a man.
Yeah. Yeah, it still hurts, but and even then, it still can go wrong. But did I miss? What happened?
Nope. You're good. Nothing happened. That's why there was this draining, but nothing came out. It's like caster constipation, when you think something bad is about to happen, but nothing does, and you just kind of awkwardly get up and start to.
It happens.
Talk about different things. Yeah, it happens. Oh, Viking gonna land in the main base. They 2-shot probe, which is super annoying. Look at that.
That's true.
Look at that damage.
You don't see it happen too much, but TY just has so much APM. He's like, you know what we can do?
Yeah.
We still have some.
He's got. Yeah. I can spend a couple of seconds, get a probe. Why not? Yeah. Like I said, TY can just do so much, and he's gonna go ahead and gear up for a very strong 2-base push. There's no 3rd base in sight, so obviously he wants to be at least a little bit aggressive. And Classic, I don't think he's caught on to the fact just yet. He does have. Does he still have his oracles? Let me see. Yeah, he's got an oracle left, but it's on the defensive, and it hasn't quite yet seen whether or not there is going to be a 3rd base or not. I mean, it still sees the factory on the tech lab, so yeah, obviously a little bit outdated information there. So Classic, I think blindly you just kind of assume that the Terran's going to go for some sort of push, because Terrans generally are the race that goes for pushes, right? They almost always are going to hit some sort of timing. So I like that Classic's preparing for that. He's got Stasis Wars. He's been getting a Mordorus. You know, he's getting his Blink on out. But again, everything is just that much later, that much, you know, further back just because of that early game Widowmine drop.
Yeah, that is very true. I feel like these types of attacks from Terran, well, he's coming in right now, looking for the depowerment maybe. Okay, that's one gateway being depowered. Getting right in between these sources. The Siege Tank in a really good position here, actually being able to wail away at those units.
Yeah, right like I said, Stalker is not a great unit, and that was not a engagement. GG is called, and TY takes a very, 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 very commanding game number 1 advantage. And my English teacher would be like ashamed of me for saying very so many times, but like, hey, I graduated. I can say that.
We don't have to worry about those types of things anymore. Is,
action verbs.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think this is?
Oh, very, very good. Yeah. That's what I
Are you just trying to throw me off from where you're from? You're just trying to throw me off the scent.
No.
Yeah. Now. Yeah, now I'm definitely leaning more North European.
Oh.
But I was like, oh, did you do that intentionally?
Maybe. It could be. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Oh.
Where your opinion lands.
We'll reveal it at the end of the stream.
Some people know.
But some people know?
Yeah,
well, some people don't know, alright, Kozan?
Well, so I'm just hoping they won't review it in chat, is what I'm meaning. Like,
oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, like they won't spoil it.
Yeah.
Chat, if anyone in the chat knows, no spoilers, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah. PM me.
Let me be the god of insights.
I won't tell if you won't.
Okay. Game number 2 coming up here. Between Classic and TY. TY, honestly, he looked so dominating. That game, that was something else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why they call him the sun. You reach up to touch him and you're burnt, right?
Very true. Now, to be fair, he did get a very, very good Widowmine connection there. And that might have just been, you know, the reason why he was like, alright, I'm just gonna mess up a little bit more of a force. And then once I'm ready, I'm just gonna roll right in there and absolutely obliterate anything you can do. Because you just don't have any economy behind this, or, well, not as good as mine.
Might have played a little bit of a role there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, you know. Yeah, 14 probes, whatever.
Absolutely.
Take it or leave it.
Exactly.
Who needs an entire mineral line anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. Right. We can try to make the Zealots work, but I don't know. It's not in their contract to do so, and they're very, very keen on being strict, of course, so never really helping out those guys. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Anyways.
Game number 2 coming up for you guys. Here we go. We have...
Would you like to go first, Mr. Kozan?
Yes, I would very much like so, Swagger.
Alright, I knew he was waiting. I knew you were waiting.
Here we go. Oh, let me warm up a little bit, my vocal cords, and just shake out my adrenaline and stress. Alright, in the top left corner, we have the blue Terran player. He is TY from Team Splice.
And his worthy adversary spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Thunderbird. Starting with as much probes as he lost last game, it is the red classic player, the red Protoss player, classic.
Yes. Classic.
Representing Makers 1. Now,
Lovely.
Thunderbird was Classic's map choice, and honestly, I gotta say, pretty good choice. It's a very defensible map. It's the thing that strikes me. Obviously, you know, you have to worry about drops in this map. They are pretty good, but the map is pretty big, and there's really only one way you can get up onto the natural and third bases, which TY is probably going to find at least a little bit annoying. If you want to do a push, you know, you generally don't want to have to, like, go up a ramp and then, you know, then travel actual distances to get to the actual third base itself. It's just annoying to push on this map. And, yeah, I think that may push TY toward a more macro-oriented sort of style, maybe a quick third base. I mean, we haven't really seen many... In fact, now that I think about it, we haven't really seen much of any, like, Terran third bases this series, have we? We've seen it maybe, like, once? Have we?
Huh. Yeah, I need to think back here a little bit. I mean, he was playing against Zest first, maybe? Maybe, I don't know, but he is definitely going for those earlier pushes, that's for sure, off of the 2 base, and then just pulling the boys as well as a lot of the times. Yeah, I think you're right there, Swagger.
Yeah, I mean, aggression is always, it has always been a thing in PvT, obviously. Terran is almost always, I think, at least in my opinion, when Terran is playing Bio, they kind of always have to be the aggressor. They're the one making things happen, you know? Like, you don't play Bio and just kind of sit back, you know, max out, try and defend whatever's coming at you. That's generally not how things go, you know? You want to be the one trading your units out and stuff like that. And they're just being active, but... Yeah, TYs and most Terran players seem to be taking it to a bit of an extreme now these days. Seem to be really cranking that up to 11 now. With those 2 base all-ins. Hopefully, we'll get better with time. Obviously, the meta is cyclical, so... I don't know. We're just kind of an aggressive one right now, is what I feel.
Oh, we are seeing a bit of a mix-up, though, from Classic this time. He's going for the Twilight Council instead of the Stargate.
Yeah, we definitely had much different approach to how to play the game. And honestly, Stargate didn't really do much for Classic last game, if we're being honest. Like, Stargate, honestly, like, when you compare that to what a Blink Opener could have done, it really didn't do... Like, really didn't perform how it should have. And yeah, and I think especially on a map this big, you don't really need that Oracle out super early to defend against anything. That being said, Hellions are literally scooting across the map right now, some Marines, so literally I don't know anything, but still.
He's gonna try to find some early aggression. In the general
case, yeah, you can wall off like Classic's doing right here and still be okay. So I definitely am a bigger fan of the Blink opening.
Just be careful though, these Marines could still burst through the Stalker, or at least one of them, and then the Hellions might have clear rain out of onto the mineral line here. Still quite a couple of Marines remaining. Let's see how many probes he actually gets here. Oh, there we go. 2 go down.
Oh god, another Hellion coming in. No!
This is where things get dicey.
Oh, this is bad.
This is where the damage absolutely starts rolling in. 8 probes already going down. I think this might already be more than enough, honestly.
Not to kick Classic when he's down, but like this would have been an amazing Oracle opening actually.
Oh my god! And behind us, he's going Banshee.
This would have been a great Stargate opening for him. All right, Classic again is gonna start the game down a bunch of workers. Also, quick fun fact: last match in the chat, TY said this is why I played Terran, and the Classic just said SMH ... So, yep. Glad to know that these players still know what is up in the StarCraft hood. Oh, actually, Banshee's gonna go ahead and get shoot away on the opposite side of the map. Classic, meanwhile, finds himself a nice little sneaky position here while there's no units out for TY.
It's not
and
too
yeah,
shabby.
He's gonna have to evacuate all of his SCVs in the natural. That's kind of good.
But, of course, there's no stealth detection here for Classic, and now he's desperately trying to build some shield batteries, but slowly he is still losing quite a couple of probes here. And that Banshee's having a well of a time just shooting away at all the probes in the natural base here. Now Oracle desperately trying to get chronoed out, but it's not going to be in time. The Banshee's going to run out of energy before that actually happens.
Yeah, it's like Classic took my advice, but then he like threw Stargate this game, and I was like, no. Supposed to be a robo.
Yeah.
Which is kind of strange, actually. I wonder why he's going Oracle, unless he thinks that TY is going to commit very heavily to the air, which, you know, aside for that one game, isn't really the case for most Terran players. So seeing him going for Phoenixes and Oracles is a little concerning, but, you know, they're always good utility units. They're never not horrible to have, but still, you know. There are things to better spend your gas on, I feel. Classic going to blink on top of the tank? No.
Picking off one SCV, building the supply depot there, and blinking out again. It would have been a little bit dicey. You're not completely sure, right? There might be another siege tank behind on the high ground there, and
oh yeah, absolutely. Just general rule of thumb, guys. I was kidding around. Don't blink on top of tanks that you can't really see what's behind them.
Yeah.
Because that's how people lose games and lives, as a matter of fact.
Exactly.
Horrible things that happen. Yeah.
He's already in a very dicey situation here on the same, worker supply as the Terran, pretty much. And, well, I guess TY again doesn't... Oh, wait, he does have a third base.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say that. Like, as soon as third, TY literally super fast third base. Got that to an orbital, is pumping out SCVs. I mean, cast the curse, I tell you.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but then I thought, you know what, I should double check before I say anything, and then...
That's good. But like, look how fast this is in comparison to Classics. You know, I mean, like Classics is only like around 3/4 of the way done. TYS has been done for a hot minute.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Yeah.
And then also, of course, having those mules is absolutely amazing. Now starting to move forwards, already having 2 siege tanks in the main base, being capable of pushing back these stalkers in his main base. The Raven in a little bit of trouble though, doesn't want to lose that. Alright, gets out of there. Now the Blink Stalker's not ready yet to blink again. Do get the Raven. Yeah, they do. Okay.
At least he's gonna get the Raven. Sacrificed a couple of stalkers. They're actually like stalkers, maybe like 5. He got surrounded, but he made the best out of a bad situation. Gotta admire that. And now he's gonna go ahead and start getting his splash damage up. It's gonna be Storm, the flavor of the day, as well as Charge Lots. So I'm definitely digging that. Classic actually gonna be able to. Here we go. Oh, that's right. Head temples can attack air, which isn't really something I thought I would say ever, but hey, here we are.
Yeah,
they cannot attack air.
They couldn't.
They can storm air, but they can't.
They could have feedbacked him, I suppose, to make him. Well, but then like he's invisible, right? So you would want to feedback him to make him visible, but then.
Yeah,
you can't
feedback him so you can see him, so you can feedback him.
Yeah, but then you already need to see him, so it's kind of like it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Now storms are landing nicely on top of the Marines.
Definitely good storms, but however, he only gets so many of those. He has 2 storms. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and merge the ones that are low on energy.
There's so many siege things.
A lot of stalkers. No, it's a little bit soon to be coming out here. But he wants to go ahead and try it for some reason, unbeknownst to me or really anyone else in this world. Yeah, gonna go and sacrifice his best to stalkers, but now he has no Grand Forces. Honestly, I think he should have tried to delay this push a little bit more. The more you can delay the push, the better, generally.
Yeah.
But if you do it too much, then they get kind of sieged up and entrenched, and it's just kind of this whole thing.
I don't know exactly what his vision was. Perhaps he thought that some more siege tanks were unsieged at that time, and he saw an opportunity. Yeah, I'm not completely
Look at that
sure.
micro. It pains me. One more warping of Archons and Zealots, though.
13 HP on that one siege tank. He's coming in. Does he have enough to break Classic here right now?
Take too long. Here we go. He's gonna go ahead and transfer a couple probes. Not pull them, just transfer them.
Oh my god, that was almost so sick.
Gets the tanky back. There we go. Throw back to a previous match where tanky backs were, things.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that was something else.
Yeah, those Archons die so fast on their own. Look at this, Protoss units. Poultry Protoss units.
How to melt a Protoss.
Yeah, how to kill a Protoss 1-to-1. Step 1, kill them. Step 2, question mark. Step 3,
shoot them with bullets. Oh, there we go again. A little bit of lag. Of course, the Korean servers. Please, Blizzards, help them out.
That was just some classic punching his keyboard. Actually, he accidentally hacked the servers for like a second.
Yeah.
And here we go. TY's already got its 4th base coming. I mean, if there's any game in the world that's over right now, it's this one. Like an entire StarCraft 2 ladder. I mean, TY is just... Well, actually, this isn't unwinnable, I would say. I would say if it were anyone else but TY, he would have more of a chance, but TY is not going to let this game go. It's like when alligators have you in their jaws, and they do the death roll, this Yep. I mean, you can try and wiggle yourself out, but he's already death rolling. Do you really want to try it?
That's exactly what we've
This is Classic's version of the wiggle right here in the top right-hand corner of the map. It's going to be this space, so which is going to pay itself off in like 5-6 minutes, and
it's going to take a while, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a hot minute before that base is worth it, and then I think.
Oh my dear Lord. TY indeed, like you were saying, he's already getting in a good position to start moving across the map again. Though the Korean ladder, as the Korean ladder kind of does.
Sweats in NA as it says I'm attempting to reconnect. Okay,
no, this is a known bug from the Korean ladder. Like it's been for a while already, where it's just like randomly. It's just a problem on the Korean ladder. It's not. It doesn't have to do with us.
Okay, that's good. Oh goodness, there are ghosts here now, aren't there? And there's no observer, so we can actually come down to that. But here we go. Fasik has very little to defend this. I honestly think he should be trying to just sack this space, because he already has this base in the top corner of the map, right? But he's gonna try and defend it anyways. There's a lot of fire here from TY, and I don't think it's gonna pay off very well. The Vikings pick off the War Prism, and that's GG. There's no way. I mean, Immortals are a good backbone, but literally TY is the trash can that someone slammed your spine over and dented it with it.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's not good for the backbone, to be frank. GG has called, and damn, that's a 2-0 lead for Classic, isn't it?
TY, yeah.
I mean TY, yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, damn, I'm trying to reverse psychology. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start a quick commercial for our sponsors, guys. Hang in there, please check them out. It will be 24-hour fitness. So let me see what button it was. It should be this one. Fingers crossed. Okay, here we go.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, welcome back, guys. Thank you for watching that commercial with us.
Yeah.
24-hour fitness. As you can see, they have some amazing equipment there. Some personal trainers willing to help you out, as you saw.
She looked like she's having a good time, you know, staying in shape. Gamers gotta get gains too.
Yeah, yeah.
Call them gainers.
I mean,
yeah.
Honestly,
gamers, gainers, pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah. But like, it's proven, right, that it's actually beneficial for you, even with like video games and such. If you, well, first of all, if you're on a regular schedule with something like sports, it's easier for you to be on a regular schedule as well. With something like esports and trying to develop yourself, actually being actively training in a way, and also just having the you have more energy, right? You have more blood pumping through your brain, and that just helps with all sorts of stuff. Not just
exactly.
games.
Endorphins are a real thing, and like I remember I read this thing. I remember I watched one of Showtime's things. They were doing a promotion for him for I forget what, but like he always talked about how he very much emphasized working out, and maybe that was just Showtime being big old strong Showtime because Showtime, but
could be.
Working out and staying in shape. You got it when everything is this refined at this high of a level, every single advantage counts. And if you mentally are in a better place than your opponent, and physically feel a lot better, then you're going to have some sort of advantage, That is something to consider when you're going into a game.
Yeah, it is. For sure. And like I always wonder, like the exact, there must be some sort of balance, and that balance you strike must be different for everyone, right? Like how much time would you invest into something like fitness and sports and stuff like that compared to just getting in a couple more games or watching a couple more replays or whatever, It's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think it's just get up every 10, 15 games, walk around, go for a jog, do some squats. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do squats. It's fun.
Yeah.
Squats are fun.
Exactly.
You can jump at the end of them and make them even call them jumping squats. Yeah. Is correct.
That's Sorry, I took a sip of water there. So that was all I could do.
I thought you were like... All right, well, fine, whatever.
I wasn't disagreeing.
I didn't need that. Squats. I didn't need that confidence boost today. No, absolutely not. What was that? What the hell was I thinking? Trying to feel good about myself.
That's okay. It's okay. I do squats too, Swagger. It's all right. We all.
It's over.
All right.
We're done.
Looks like I'm in the solo cast now, guys.
You're in the doghouse solo cast.
Okay. It's gonna be awkward from here on out. We have in the top left corner a blue Terran player up 2-0 right now. He is TY Splice. Of course, Splice not part of his name. It is the team he is in. Do not get confused.
I just realized I could say nothing for the I'm not going. Nothing stopping me from just shutting up for the rest of the series.
It would be very interesting. It's this game that Artosis and Tasteless sometimes play, right? It's Caster Chicken, where they both just stop talking and they just kind of look at each other and wait for the first person to crack. Just staying quiet. That cracks me up every time. I don't know if you've seen that actually happening. Oh, you're doing it now, aren't you? Okay. Well, in the bottom right corner, we have a red Protoss player.
Loser.
From Maker's
In
One.
the bottom right-hand corner. Spawning as the red Protoss player, representing Maker's One. It's classic.
Woo. Okay, you're back. Swagger. Full confidence. Full
as soon as you said caster check, and I was like, I'm taking this guy all the way to game 7. There's no way. Yeah. Like, if I have to do sign language for the rest, I mean, okay, well, that doesn't make sense because I'm not. Okay, that doesn't make sense. But if I have to do sign language for the rest of the cast, or like, you know, like Morse code and snaps or something, I'm gonna do it. I'm committed.
I feel like that would be cheating in Caster Chicken, but
okay. Just perhaps. Like nothing at all.
Yeah, yeah. That's the best way to.
That's hardcore, Kozan.
To feel the pressure, you know, get that real sense of awkwardness.
I thrive on it. I feed on it. All right.
The cringe.
Okay, here's something interesting. Classic. Speaking of cringe, he has completely walled off his natural base. So if you're a third base, please look away now. But if you're not a third base, and this is actually pretty interesting because Classic is going to try and. What I can only assume is all in TY. Classic is playing very aggressively, very much trying to find some. Damn it! Oh god, there's the edit out.
Unlucky.
Yeah, the Stargate on the opposite side of the map is a proxy Stargate, as a matter of fact, and he's just getting a bunch of adepts out, and I'm struggling to figure out what this could be. Unless this isn't actually a full wall-off. I'm pretty sure that's a full wall-off, though, isn't it?
No.
Play the game of zoom in on the pylon here.
It might be. It could very well be. I'm gonna assume that it is. Because I saw the SCV trying to poke a hole in through to it for a while there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, it could very well be like some sort of Oracle Adept all in, or...
Yeah, but there's no additional... He's making more probes and there's no additional gates. This is strange, at the very least. Anyways, Proxy Oracle comes in, does
he is going for a third base, actually. Isn't he? He has 400 minerals saved up, and he has a probe over there. Oh my dear lord, that's so unfortunate.
Please continue.
Adept's coming into the natural though, looking for more damage, and I don't know, this fourth base still not being built. Okay, now it is. A little bit delayed there. Definitely could have made that a lot sooner, but instead opting to go for more aggression, of course, using his attention on the aggression here. The Widowmine not yet done, but the Oracle doesn't tempt fate and moves out again.
Yeah, he remembers the mistakes of its brethren.
Yep. He sees like some dead Oracle goo on the ground there, and he's like, well, I'm not going there.
Just like, like it's on the Widowmine, and he's like, I think I will pass. Yeah. No,
not making that
mistake. I actually love what Classic's doing, you know? He's not trying to just, like, leave TY alone and, like, try and, like, take whatever is given to him, you know? He's trying to take the initiative in the game. He's trying to, like, make something happen. He's trying to, like, make TY respond to him instead of the other way around. And I think it's really working out for him.
Yeah, for sure. 2 more Oracles coming in. Gonna be able to clear up some Marines. Not getting too much economic damage, though, to be fair.
Just end up cleaning up those Marines that were bugging me for, like, the longest time. That's
low
a positive thing. I'm doing, like, 4 Marines with 1 HP. I gotta, like, I gotta start having thoughts. Hey, so right, was it? Look, he's gonna cancel his unwarping!
Wait, what? Where?
Oh, well, he canceled one of his unwarpings. Okay. He was killing this pylon in his natural because it was actually a full wall off. He was warping in on it at the same time, and I was like, oh, he's gonna do it.
Yeah. Honestly, I was pretty smart from Classic, the full wall in, right? Just in kind of in response to that Hellion push that we saw early on in the second game. That kind of cost him like, what was it, 10 workers or something like that? Crazy amount.
Yeah, 10 workers is just so much damage, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you can just spend like 100 minerals to like guarantee that will never happen to you, of course, you know, it's a fine balancing game, right? But I think it was honestly pretty worth it this game.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
it's a smaller investment.
Yeah, exactly. So small investments here to try and defend against your opponent.
Yeah.
All right. TY? No, never mind. I'm not going to talk about what TY is doing. I'm a Protoss. Classic is going to go ahead and go for that +1 armor charge build. Not quite as swarm tossy as we were seeing Zest try and pull off. But again, still very gateway-centric. Of course, you never really go for Colossus nowadays. So is going to go ahead and start researching that charge. Is he going to go ahead and respond to this Widowmine drop, though? Yes. Yes, he is.
Oh.
He has learned his lesson. And
Very
TY
good.
is not going to fall for... Oh.
Unburrowing, reburrowing.
He's playing Widowmine chicken. There you go. It's like caster chicken, but with Widowmines, and the stakes are like a lot. Ooh, I think he was trying to get the workers coming back.
Yeah, that was really cool. Up. If that worked, it was just out of range.
Chat would have lost their minds, you know.
Yep. I would have lost my mind. You would have had a squealing Kosan on your hands.
No.
Luckily that didn't happen.
I was like, man, really dodged a bullet there. The only thing that's preventing extreme Cossack is an anti-Cossack circle, and I don't have a stick, so we are counting our lucky stars. This is looking a lot more healthy from Classic. Yeah, this is looking like a really solid.
Okay, that was bigger.
That's still okay. Yeah, it's looking like a pretty solid defense so far. He's getting his zealots really far out there while he's trying to clean up the Widowmine, so he lost all of his meat. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a blunder there, but we'll see. He still has 2 immortals here to do unspeakable things to those marauders. And TY likes to go very marauder heavy, so yeah, he's definitely feeling the pain of those immortals, and yeah, there's no way he can continue to push.
Needs to back off here, at least until those
Widowmines are there. He can't, finish it.
Yeah, you can kind of prod, but not really finish it exactly, like you said.
You're right. And and actually, here's the thing: this isn't just some pressure. This is actually like a dedicated timing build. TY is just now getting his 3rd base.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he has just +1 attack done. I mean,
oh my god,
to find some damage, and damage equals found. He's gonna go ahead and get a storm, get his +2, and his possibly more upgrades.
Oh my god, +1 as well.
And the +1.
Absolutely crazy.
He's sitting on +1 armor. That is premium.
That was yeah,
pretty premium. Yeah, I would say that's a worthwhile investment. Still, I would say not enough damage to justify delaying the 3rd base by so much, but he's not done yet, and he's very close to it. So yeah, I think Classic is definitely feeling a little bit of pressure, especially with his Liberators. So good against Protoss. No feedback going on. Yep, misses the feedback.
Massive anti-armor missile.
Orange, yeah.
Everything's painted orange. Yeah, the Liberators are gonna move forwards a little bit, and there's not that many Stalkers. Actually, okay, more Stalkers being warped in, but that means there's less Zealots to tank the damage from those Marauders.
Exactly, and there's just so much damage coming from the sky, but 4 Immortals really do a number on your arm.
Yeah, and for sure.
This is just really ridiculous. Oh my god, Immortals. Not as bad as I once thought they were in PvP. I guess, yeah, I notoriously hate Immortals in PvP, but I think what I mean by that is when the game gets a little bit later, the Immortals just get stuck behind all your gateway units, right? But
yeah, true.
Kind of scrappy situations, they're so valuable, especially against these heavy Marauder pushes.
They need some extra attention to make sure that your army is a little bit spread out, you got a nice concave going and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there's so much range to the Terran that, it's hard.
Sorry, it's hard?
That
you dropped out for a second. Yeah. What did you say? It's hard to...
Oh, it's hard to make sure that the Immortals are attacking because of the range of the Terran army.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but if you can make sure that they're attacking and they're hitting either siege tanks or Marauders, it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Now, we are seeing a Ghost...
Thank you, Mr. Ghost.
Yeah. We are seeing a Ghost Academy now having been built, so Ghosts are gonna come out. That is the, that's the perfect counter against those High Templar, of course. Only Storm almost ready now, after the Templar Archives being sniped off. That would have definitely helped out so much with that push. But even without it, he seemed pretty fine, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. He was definitely. He held on there pretty well. There was just so much of a backbone to his army. He's going to go ahead and get a nice Storm off and blink on top of the medevac once it picks up. So pretty cool stuff coming out from Classic. Honestly, with these Ghosts coming out, I would hate to see him push, especially if it's through a concave like this.
At the same time, he is also dropping Zealots into the main base, so maybe this is more so a distraction. He is getting a little bit of damage done. Actually, no, the Zealot is wailing away the missile turret.
No, he has 2 Warp Prisms.
It's in the top left.
Definitely still alive. Okay, good. Yeah.
Snipes coming off.
Trying to go ahead and pull TY apart here, but I'm not working out. Oh my god, this one Stim Marine is going to kill this Zealot.
There's right. 3.
This guy needs some upgrades, and there he goes. 400 is finally finishing on up. And they are going to go ahead and finish that +1, +2 for Classics units, so I don't have to see anything as painful as that ever again. And yeah, it's going to go ahead and meet TY in the middle of the map here. Actually, pretty interesting how that's going to turn out. You almost never see fights in the middle of the map, but like a lot of maps are designed for middle of the map fights. It's really weird. But,
true.
Yeah.
Oh, big storm there again on top of the Bioforce, but a nice pullback in time from TY. Setting up his Liberators in a reasonable position here, having Vikings against the Colossi as well, having the, well, we're gonna have to see if those EMPs hit those High Templar in time and he doesn't take too much damage from the storm. In he comes, oh, that was a good EMP, that's another good EMP, dodging the one storm available for Classic there, and he's definitely gonna be able to clear out this base. Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like Classic really is respecting TY a little bit too much, but he's standing in the Liberation Zones with too soon. All those Gloss is gonna go ahead and go not down. GG is
wait. All the SCVs were dying. All the SCVs were dying as well.
How are SCVs dying? Wait. I'm gonna rewind this because I have no idea what happened. So
26 SCVs.
26 SCV. Oh my god, there's a Warpin in the main and he didn't, or in the natural, and he didn't see it.
That's disgusting.
And it killed literally.
Yeah. I can see why you would GG then there at that time.
2-1 Classic. Here we go. Now, as we say, Mr. Kozak, things are heating up. Which means
tying
Search
up the
just
series.
became optional. No, okay. I'm gonna keep this on. It's kind of cold up in here. Oh my god, Classic with the Yi. He's so happy. Go
Slowly
Classic.
but surely.
That's Classic #1. That's a fanboy.
You're playing a strip matchup. How do you call this? Every time, like when the series ties up again, you just take off more clothing. It's like, oh, it's too hot now.
This is the time where I'm very happy that the for the cast. We'll just keep it that way.
All right.
Friggin' strip StarCraft. Oh my god, that's actually not a bad idea.
It probably is.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like a bunch of sweaty nerds in the middle of I can just imagine like a bunch of sweaty guys in the middle of a room, like slowly taking off their clothes.
Yeah.
Like peeling off layers, like literally peeling off layers of clothing. Yeah. The one guy who intentionally loses every game. the one person who like macros super hard because he's like super insecure about his body.
He just goes worker rush every time, like.
Yeah, just goes worker rush every time. He's like, oh.
And only brings like half his workers.
I guess it's coming off. I even suggest this in the first place.
Yeah.
All right. Our viewers are actually asking us what are our nationalities. So,
well,
would you like to take that away, Mr. Sir? And then I'll follow you up.
Weren't you gonna guess though?
Oh crap! I was. We'll say Norway.
No, not Norway. Starts with an N.
Oh, starts with an N.
Yeah.
Crap. Scandinavia. No. New Repugnancy?
Yeah, I'm from New Repugnancy.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Man.
It's an actual country.
How's it going?
In the European.
Awesome. Oh, Newark. No, wait, Newark's out of place. Hang on. Okay, I think literally that's the only one that starts with an N that I know. Norway.
I'm gonna say it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, of course."
Oh, I am. Okay, wait. Then don't say that. North Ireland.
No.
Crap.
Warmer.
All right, you go ahead and introduce them. I'm gonna think.
Think for a short moment again. All right, in the top right corner of the map, we have the blue Terran player up 2-1 so far. He is called TY from Team Splice.
Namibia? Well, have you just been messing with me from Namibia?
No.
Alright,
You wanna do the other...
Spawning in the bottom left-hand position of New Repugnancy. Bringing things back last game, it is a Red Protoss player classic. And I give up. Where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
Netherlands! God! How think of the Netherlands?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's a small country, so...
I guess. That's where Hearthstone's from, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Hearthstone, it's Uthermal.
Yeah, which is why you were talking about Hearthstone.
That's right.
Sneaky boy.
Mm.
Alright, well,
No,
now
it's
we
just,
know.
it's just that Harston is actually uploading educational videos now and again. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he streaming too?
Yeah, he streams a lot too. With a lot of
Yes,
educational streams as well, actually. But then again, I don't watch it that much because, of course, I play Terran, so it's less useful for me. But it's still a lot of fun. He's a fun guy, you know.
Right. And then I myself, 1 second. So basically, my dad was from North India, and my mom is from Fiji, but her parents are North Indian. So basically, you're looking at 100% North Indian blood coursing through my veins. I was born in Sacramento, though. No idea where the accent comes from, because none of my parents have it, and like no one else in the family sounds like this. So really strange, but it's what we're stuck with. So yeah, that's my story for those people in chat.
It's just
Asking him basic questions.
a unique little
me.
boy.
But, yeah. Funny little bunny. Alright.
I like it.
I don't know why I said that. That's weird. Funny little bunny. I don't want to say that again.
It's probably the sleep deprivation kicking in here for you as well.
Oh yeah, the effects are starting to. I can feel just a hand come out from the inner regions of my soul and just grab my brain and squeeze. It's just squeezing it and being like, "What are you doing awake?
Yeah.
You fat bastard!" Like I wouldn't even be on awake on a normal day for like 3 more hours.
Really? For
Yeah,
wait, 3 more hours or?
3 more.
Wait. So you've been asleep like 3 hours normally. Is
Well,
that what you mean?
Generally, I try to sleep for like 9-ish hours because I heard that like I'm a teenager, so like I gotta like sleep for like 9 hours or something.
Okay.
But once I'm an adult and old and boring and I have a 401k and stupid stuff like that, then I probably should be able to get away with less sleep.
Okay, fair enough.
Not that there's anything wrong with 401ks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be some, I don't know. I don't know for sure.
401k versus Roth IRA. Conversation with myself. I'm gonna be so sad. Like that's when I know I'm not going to Disneyland anymore. You know, I have to start having responsibilities. You know, because it's like adult stuff, man.
But now you finally have the money to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, but I don't have the like time or friends or money or friends or time.
All right. Let's talk about the game.
Unlike the Hellions, which have like the 4 Hellion squad been together since the beginning of time.
Okay.
Thankfully, Classic a lot more prepared for that. So
let's not get jealous of the Hellions.
I'm jealous of literally anything that comes in like more than one. Like Zerglings, literally always born with a friend.
Yeah, true. They're all twins. The same goes for any reactored out Terran units as well, right? They're all twins.
Helping. Meanwhile, every single unit from the Protoss is produced one at a time. Oh, my heart!
Well, you can warp in a lot of people at the same time, but even
it's not the same. It's one every gateway.
That's true.
Yeah, they're individual lines for each. Right. I'm gonna stop complaining. TY gonna go ahead and go for the 3rd base, but he's still getting out siege tanks and stuff. So these can be a defensive play in response to the Blink Stalkers that Classic's pumping on out. Either way, I definitely do like TY bringing it to the later games. I always love seeing Terrans trying and macroing up.
Yeah. And again, we're seeing the cloak Banshees as well. Oh my god, how did these Hellions get into the main base actually? This is...
that was a lot more.
That should not have happened. Only 4 workers going down though for the... Was it 4 Hellions?
Only 4 workers, for 4 Hellions, so not bad. Shield Battery definitely saving a couple of probe skins there.
For sure.
Or at least delaying the damage, And TY on the other side of the map, meanwhile, just gonna go ahead and get more siege tanks out. Still, keep on being a little defensive, wants to be very careful. Banshee, finding 2 kills is not too bad, but honestly, not a bad start for Classic. He's doing he is playing a little bit more straightforward, which again I was trying to say I was very much against, but Classic is still Classic. He's still one of the best Protosses in the world. Maybe he can there is a chance that he takes like a game off of TY in a straight up game, and then maybe next match he does proxy double robo and everyone's happy. Who knows?
Everyone will love that, absolutely, yeah.
Everyone will love it, yeah. And then Classic can tell TY this is why I play Protoss. To kind of like burn him back. And then,
where's your Widow Mine drop
now?
now?
Be justice in the world.
Oh, the siege tank's actually on siege. There's only a couple of stocks, so it should be absolutely fine here. Moving forward, he sees this very quickly though. At the same time, we are seeing Banshees moving forwards, going to try and do some damage in the third base, but their stocks here. There's an observer here, should be completely ready for this. Oh, still actually gets full probes, not too bad.
Yeah. Then again, these stalkers are doing exactly what pink stalkers need to be doing. They're picking off so many Marines as they're moving across the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he picked up so many that TY is just gonna straight up like turn back. He doesn't even want. He doesn't even want to anymore. He's like, you ruined it for me. I was having a good time. You just ruined it. And he's just gonna move on back and sulk.
I'm kind of curious what you think about this, Swagger. Like, do you think this could have been a fake out from TY as well, moving out there at that time? Because he did, you know, I'm not sure if Classic even scouted the third base. Right? I don't like he doesn't. Classic barely has any insight right now, right? Perhaps it was just moving out to kind of fake this being a 2-base all in again instead of having his third base there as well, or maybe at least throw some.
To force a reaction out of. I think it was a little bit of both. I think TY knew that he would get a reaction out of Classic if he started moving across the map, but I think that depending on how things were going, he could have actually committed to that push. But, you know, he just lost a lot of his Marines moving across the map. And, you know, obviously, like, any thoughts he would have had of continuing that push, obviously, immediately aborted as soon as he, like, realized, you know, the amount of stuff Classic had, the amount of units he was losing, you know. But, yeah, it's good game sense from TY, I think. It was a good move out.
Yeah, for sure. And also a good retreat. We are going to see a lot of Liberators actually on the way as well, with a quick Liberator range upgrade to accompany them. So.
Yep, Fusion Core is almost done, unless we're going to see PCs, which I don't think we will, but that'd be pretty cool.
Who knows?
And yeah, here we go. Now is the time which tries the hearts of men. Thankfully, the positive side of things is that TY doesn't have a lot of army to get stormed. It's just this little clump of Marines that are really susceptible, so... if there is an army that Classic was, or that TY would want to go off against, it would be this one. But it's still very formidable. We're going to have to see.
TY in a very good position here with his Liberators and his Siege Tanks. Classic trying his best to start and break this. The Storms are pretty good. The Siege Tanks are slowly falling here.
From the Storms. Oh my god.
Oh my dear lord.
Smashed everything, but he suffered major casualties during the whole thing. War Prism was almost dead too. The Marines might
so much Storm remaining.
Great. Oh my god.
Dear lord.
Landing fantastically, but guys, you know how notoriously hard it is to kill a Terran player, right? 10 SCVs going on down, and possibly more if he miscontrols them. 2 more.
Okay, it does. He did target down a couple of High Templars there. That was very good. That might have stemmed the bleeding here. And even though he lost 12 workers there, he's still ahead with 4 workers in total.
Yeah. So, he still has a significant worker advantage, and I think he has just enough to stabilize. Obviously, TY knows he has to defend against it, so he's going to pull a couple of SCVs, pair them out of X, and get ready to defend. But
like this.
Top of the high ground, but unfortunately, there was a missile turret there to kind of defend against that.
Yeah.
Good micro though.
Oh my dear lord. Yeah, I'm not sure if I was a big fan of that.
Past tense.
Just because he had so many zealots still there, you know, accompanying that group.
Exactly.
And they could have tanked so much damage. I suppose he did circumvent those Liberator zones, but that was very rough.
It was an excellent attempt from Classic, but yeah, it was just that. It was an attempt. Thankfully, TY is able to hold on for the time being for all you TY fans out there. He was floating he was floating like 800 minerals, now he's not. He's spending his money fantastically, and he's floating his main base over to the third base location. Obviously, that's always kind of a sign of things going wrong for the Terran, but I would say in this case, it makes sense. You want to keep on, producing at the rate you are right now, but you still kind of want money in the short term, right?
Yeah,
true. TY wants to hit a timing with these Liberators, and he needs the money to do it, and he doesn't want to spend time and money getting a whole other command center. So it makes a lot of sense, I think, in this situation.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see, especially because he still has, almost half of his mineral patches remaining in the main base. Maybe because the other base also is kind of running out. Actually, I'm going to not talk about that, since there is a big engagement going on in the middle of the map. Okay, good. Storms to cover the retreat.
Yeah, everyone's been in this. Every Protoss has been in this situation before, where there's just so many Liberators, and
This is so funny. I'm sorry. The zealots now.
You have to fight them. Yeah, stuff like this though is really good. Catching the Liberators unsupported is amazing. Yeah, look at this. TY just like ignoring that because in his main base there is Zealot's running amok and he's been trying to deal with that. So good opening from Classic, and now there's only 2 Liberators here, which a lot more manageable than 7. Let me tell you that.
Imagine Classic, his reaction, like going into that main base, trying to kill SCVs, and then like, wait, where are the SCVs?
Like,
what
wait,
happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you.
Did you do my work for me, or is
I'm a warping in the main? Question mark. Okay, so he sees it with the observer. So now he knows what's up. TY literally dropping 2 CCs because he has that much money, and not that much means suspended. Oh my god, did he lose his barracks? Maybe. Maybe he just didn't have the barracks in the first place.
No, he's just adding more barracks, I think. Yeah, he didn't lose any extra barracks.
There's no way the warper in the main like got 3 barracks. Like TY, that doesn't. All right. TY still positioning aggressively in the middle of the map.
Yeah. Classic coming around.
Classic. Yeah, and he's gonna go ahead and counterattack. Actually, here we go. We kind of are in an awkward situation, and TY is gonna try and fight up his own ramp. A little bit of a not blunder, I guess, since it's not a position that Classic is trying to hold. So immediately sees that to the Liberators, but now they're starting to get closer and closer. We've all seen this before. The Liberators slowly closing on into the Protoss army, getting closer and closer, gonna get them into a corner possibly. Is there any reinforcements? Is there any way to get out of here? He could have recalled maybe, but yeah, now he's gonna take a lot of damage before it. That was just barely in the nick of time.
We did kill off the base.
0 damage. Yeah, he did get off. Yeah, there is no more base there. You're right. Oh my god. And there's only 11 SCVs were killed for TUI. So you can look down in the bottom. Classic's like resources gathering is like a lot better than TUI's at the moment. So he just has to buy himself some time. And against Liberators, not a very hard thing to do, you know.
Yeah,
Liberators
for sure.
Are notoriously slow siege you.
Absolutely. So that was a very, I think that was a very cool move by Classic, using the recall in a very strategic way, noticing how far out TY's army was, and then, you know, with this many Liberators, taking opportunity here, and again, rotating around those Liberators, just poking away at the weaknesses, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like, TY is so unwilling to do anything that would make the game even weird. Like, he doesn't want to sacrifice his Liberators for positioning, he doesn't want to let Classic move across his map, even if it means kind of taking a bad position. I mean, it's like, I think TY is playing safe, which I like, but he's maybe playing a bit too safe, and that's costing him a lot more than it's getting him at the moment.
Yeah, this is not looking too good anymore for TY. Like, I liked his positioning for a long time, but there we go. Okay, boom. GG. TY didn't like it either, it seems.
Yeah, and now we're tied up 2 apiece, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what that means?
Like that things are warming up.
We're in like a fucking, we're in a soup right now, aren't we? It's the like
danger zone.
We're in a bucket of lava, if you have to go by other gaming
really warming
terminology.
Yeah. All right. Oh, looks like TY wants Kairos too. Awesome. Well, it seems like Kairos is a very popular Terran map. Who?
Yeah. You wanted Kairos as well, right?
Oh, that's right. He did. Everyone likes Kairos.
Yeah, it's a good map. It's alright. It does alright for itself. It's nothing too shabby. Kairos, personally, I don't like it. I'm just gonna go out and say
no. Kairos has been around for like forever, though.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know. It feels like it's a very, it's okay. It's okay. That's alright for itself, but I don't know. I like some other maps. I think there's some opportunities for like siege tank pushes with the destructible rocks and stuff like that, but I don't know. I like maps with a little bit more airspace myself available.
Right. I guess. Oh, that's right, Terran. Right. Okay. As a Protoss player, it's not too bad though. If I would, I mean, Kairos Junction. Obviously, the 4th bases are kind of a challenge, but as long as you knock down the rocks, I mean, like, you know, I don't think it's like too complicated. You can even like take like you have like 3 different options for 4th bases, right? I mean, like one of them's bound to be good, depending on like how you like to play.
Yeah.
And yeah, Just nice big map overall. Nothing too crazy going on about it. You got lots of ramps to defend yourself against. I mean, honestly, against Terran, it's not the best, of course. Just like how, just with all the positions they can take on your third.
True.
But it's honestly not the worst. You know, there are
Yeah,
maps in the map more worse than Kairos.
Yeah, that's absolutely
there are places you don't want to go.
Yeah.
And Kairos is fine.
That is true. But anyway, tied up series. Swagger. This is, which is going every time. Almost in every game. We almost have a full-on series every time. Except for, like, which one did it make? The first one, perhaps? TY versus, was it Rob?
TY versus Zest?
Yeah, TY versus Zest, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ooh. And you know what happened? Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I thought both SUVs were going out. All right, never mind. Just that one. Yeah. But let's see if our... Oh, crap, I totally bungled that. Let's see if spawning in the top left-hand representing Makers 1, the red Protoss player, can hold off against these tactics. It is classic.
Still very forward barracks here, but it's just one indeed. Oh my god, he's gonna land it into the main base, isn't he? He's gonna land this in the main base and start mashing up units.
Look how close that is to the pylon's vision.
Oh,
literally, look how close that is.
Oh my dear lord.
You think that has to be intentional? That has to be TY being so smart and big-brained and knowledgeable that he knows to see that far.
Yeah, that is mathematical.
But like, if a probe just kind of like sneaks on that way, but why would a probe ever go there? It's genius. You always wall off this spot right here. Why would a probe ever need to go up there?
Yep.
And TY is like, yeah, why would a probe ever need to go up?
But let's give him his fair due. Let's give him an introduction as well. We have in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, who is this guy?
of the map, a blue Terran player from Team Splice. His name is TY. There we are with his fancy.
I think he found it.
SCVs. Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, I think he may have got too close there with that Rax, but it's whatever. Reaper's gonna go ahead and start, and you know, Reapers will be Reapers. There's still 2 gases though. I mean, 2 gases on 1 base. That's gotta signify some sort of aggression, right? That's gotta mean like he wants to like push on 1 base and push hard. Is that what that means generally?
Yeah, overall it is, especially against the Protoss. In the mirror matchup you see this a lot, but you know it's more so safe for the mirror matchup. But in this case, I'd definitely say he wants to try and get some aggression done. Perhaps he will try to. It can go a lot of ways, honestly. Actually, still.
SCV got a kill.
I don't wanna. Yeah, that is very cool. Having that SCV there continuously, actually bringing a second SCV to start helping out and getting some work as well.
Help the cause. Start charging down more workers.
Wow, nice
nade.
Nade
keep the SCVs on that side of the map for some reason.
He made a second Reaper.
He
made a second Reaper, Swagger. Look at this, a second Reaper into the main base. Now,
I mean, I guess so, but this seems kind of like a weird opening to me.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't it? I mean, like, he gets a couple of Reapers, and then he delays his natural by, like, forever. I guess he's not really done, though. He must want to, like, follow up sometime soon. Maybe with, like, Cyclones or something. But it's getting Hellions.
Probably Hellion drop, I'm imagining.
Yeah, that makes sense, but it's gonna be kind of late.
And then together with the Reapers trying to poke in from the other side.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Try and like pull classic one way with the Reapers and then fly in with the Hellion.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this would have been a better build for New Repugnancy though, the previous map, where we have a much better location for the Reapers. Yeah.
Yeah, because Oh, and look at this. It's gonna go ahead and lose the Reaper too. I mean, I feel like it feels more like TY is doing this isn't gonna make sense, and I'm sorry, I'm apologizing in advance, but it feels like TY is doing 2 separate builds instead of like doing 1 build, right? It feels like he's doing one thing and then completely switch into doing a completely other thing that has nothing to do with what just happened.
Yeah, a little bit, isn't it?
I mean, it just kind of feels weird to me, you know? And just like a little off. I mean, like, Warp Gate's gonna finish, and then he's gonna have like so many Stalkers by the time this drop comes in. I mean, if he doesn't see it, great, but there's good vision in the main base. Oh, yeah, so I also think it should be fine. But we'll have to see that.
Also, by the way, reading a message coming in from our admin. Of course, we are gonna have an interview with Ha Jin-sun. I'm butchering the name, of course, because I'm a Dutch person. You're gonna have to forgive me about that. You know, we are famously idiotic. But yeah, so stick around. If after these series, guys, we are gonna have an interview as well, as all these probes are burning. Actually, I'm just talking about absolutely.
Yeah, it's like as everything's dying. By the way,
everything's dying. It's just fine.
This is good. Yeah, this is good. Everything's okay. Oh man. Oh, and he recalled nothing too.
Yeah, that's a dead warp prism. Classic now marching across the map with his Stalker Force. Gonna try his best to get something done here, but actually, does he have Blink? He doesn't have Blink. He doesn't even have a Twilight Council yet, so not sure how much he will find.
Yeah, without Blink, this does... Like, with Blink, this does maybe something kind of. Without Blink, like, take away 3 of the things I just said. Which is nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So, yeah, absolutely zilcho. Oh. Even the game was like, no, Classic, turn back.
I'm gonna give you a moment here to
far
reconsider.
Away from the Terran base and never return. Like, full-on Lion King, you know? Or run far away, Stalkers. Oh, well. Classic takes his 3rd base, and he gets his Twilight Templar Archives. Definitely is favoring that Storm play, so gonna be excited to see some more of that. I mean, I just kind of hope that Classic doesn't, like, just roll over and die to the push of TY. I mean, those Hellions did a lot of damage, so it's gonna be
charged as well.
Do
you think he might just go for, like, an Immortal... no, wait, Archon Zealot? We might have to see a couple more gateways, but... I don't know. No, we need more gateways for that.
Oh, yeah. How many gates is he on right now? Just like 3?
Yeah,
3 gateways. 3. Not the most production in the world. Not many things come out of 3 gateways. You only get 3 things at a time. There's 3 gateways. But, yeah.
3 more on the way now.
He's throwing down more. He's getting his production up and spinning.
Storm.
Storm on the way as well. TY looking to do another one of these strong 2-base pushes. Classic has to, again, play that kind of balancing act. How many probes can he afford to saturate the natural with versus how many production buildings he has to go ahead and build. How many units as well. TY going to go ahead and go for another drop here. Gets immediately spotted by the Observer. If he has Blink on these Stalkers, which he does, he can try and hunt these down. And actually, I think this might be a little bit of an oversight. It would have been great to see him get out on the map and try and blink under these medevacs. I don't think TY knew that.
He doesn't have Blink yet, which is...
oh, he doesn't?
No.
Oh, I thought he... Oh, okay.
No, he went charge first. So that's why I was a little bit surprised with the amount of Stalkers. Perhaps it was a mistake, but... that's why I was assuming that we were going to see some sort of
Blink. The only reason to build Stalkers at all in TVT or at the PvT is, well, one, they kind of damage okay, but 2, you know, Terran is such a positional race, you need to get units physically to the position to be able to hit the things they need to hit, so you just kind of blink on over.
Yeah. Big engagements happening, or big storms over here on the Terran army as well, as TY is in the main base of Classic, dealing a lot of economic damage at the same time. Looks like he might clean up the entirety of the Protoss army on the other side of the map. This might be lethal damage right here being dealt out by TY.
The southern front has been absolutely busted open. The northern front has taken some damage to the production as well as to the mineral lines. And TY playing it pretty safe here. Gonna go ahead and kite back into mineral fields. Nope, back into these Widow mines.
Yep, the Widow mine fields.
These Widow mine fields, yeah. Definitely, as things get scrappier and scrappier, it's just gonna get more Classic. He just has a couple of charge rods here. And Immortal is gonna do some good damage here. It's definitely some much needed DPS, but it's focusing on the Marines right now, so make of that what you will.
I think it's
and now it's all naked.
And
as he's all alone. Ah, run away, Immortal, run away.
I think it's really smart of Classic trying to deny TY the siege up position, trying to keep up the pressure so the siege tanks couldn't siege up, but now that they are sieged up, that is just absolutely it, and he won't break this location anymore.
Way too much pressure. GG is called, and TY is going to be put on match point against Classic. And he is one step closer to getting that juicy Winners interview.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry, Winners interview.
He's on 3-2, so that means he would need 1 more win, right? Best of 7. That's the thing. Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's how best of 7 works. I know my gaming stuff. That's
Yeah. Awesome. Ooh,
wow.
and we got some juicy questions to ask for the interview. Let's see. Like for TY. Oh, we got one if TY wins. Oh, actually, we got two if TY wins. We only got one like neutral question because everyone thinks TY is gonna win.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder TY.
Well, I mean, Classic is 2-3, right? It's not impossible for him to get this series into a victory for him.
Yeah, of course, no one's going to be surprised if TY takes it, but still, Classic's got a couple of good talking points.
For sure. Yeah, I'm. You know, I'm not expecting Classic to be completely bumped out right now. It's just, you know, a couple of games were a little bit unlucky where he just took a lot of economic damage at the start, right? With the Hellion run by, with the Widowmine drop, that was very unfortunate for him. And like, I mean, this game, did he take a lot of damage early on? I guess not really, right? It was just very nice. Well, oh, wait, the Hellions, of course.
No, he got barbecued, yeah.
He got barbecued,
when you're talking about something with fire.
Absolutely,
I don't know, something about getting burnt, and I was like, yeah, speaking of getting burnt. We were talking about the best son in the world. It was Hajin's son. Sorry about butchering your name, by the way, if you are listening. If Hajin's son is watching, we're desperately sorry and are always in a state of perpetual like apologeticness.
It's just
to like literally everyone that's not like American or Netherlandian.
Netherlandian. There we go.
Netherlandish.
Americanio. That is, yeah. We live in the cringe. That is what we do.
What do you call someone from the Netherlands?
It's a couple of words you could call us. Silly or Dutch or...
Silly? Did you say silly?
Silly, yeah. Silly's one of them.
Is that like an actual thing? Or like, is it like, call me, you know, like, oh, you're so silly?
No, I think cheeseheads would be more appropriate. That would be an actual thing.
Oh, okay. Cheeseheads.
Cheeseheads, yeah. We like cheese.
Oh, cheeseheads. Oh, cheesehead.
All right.
Not
what she said, but the cheese head. So.
That's what she said.
She really likes cheese as well. All right. In the top left corner of the map. On match point right now, he is the blue Terran player from Team Splice. His name is TY.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Cyber Forest. Representing Makers 1, it is the Red Protoss player, Classic.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we have done our jobs again. Now we can goof off.
Yay. So people from the Netherlands are called Dutch, I think, right?
Yeah.
Is it Dutch?
Yeah, it's Dutch.
Yay.
It's weird though, isn't it? Like,
it's what?
I don't know. I've always found it very weird that it's called Dutch. Like, for some reason, it's like this semi... like, you call Germans, right? They are called Deutsch in their own language, right? But then...
Deutsch,
something like that.
I'm ready to be cultured.
My German isn't that great. But then, like, in English, they call them German, right? So, like, the name completely... Dutch for some reason, they start calling them Dutch. Like, you know, what you would assume you would call the Dutch, you know, the Dutch, well, no, the German people. Like, you know, it's very confusing to me. Like, I'm illustrating here.
Oh, yeah, if it's confusing for you, then, like, I'm, like, on the
new level.
Like, new level confusion, you know?
Yeah.
We're like, there's, like, levels of confusion, you know? There's, like, mild confusion where it's like, oh, wait, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was like moderate confusion when it's like, wait, what are we doing? I'm sorry, I forgot. Like if we're in the middle of casting something and then all of a sudden I like space out and my brain just kind of shuts down and goes to sleep for half a minute and then it comes back up and it's like, what the hell?
Oh no.
There's that level of confusion.
What is happening?
I don't know. I think Classic couldn't handle me talking about confusion.
He got confused.
Because I was about to get to major confusion and he was like,
he's like, wait up, hold up.
Listen. Like, hang on.
German and Dutch? Is this... Wait, what? Dutch? I gotta Google this.
What?
Game resumed.
Yeah.
33, 22, 11, 0. I found that too funny, actually, for what it was. Anyway.
I know. Because, like, I wanted to read it as 332211, but I just like saw these like random numbers come down. Again, primary level confusion, level 1 confusion. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's like it's another sign that these pro players just live in a completely different time sphere than we do. Time just goes a lot quicker for them than it does for us.
Did you say time sphere?
Yeah, it's like for
God,
what feels for us like one hour, right? For them is like 6 hours or something like that, or 10 hours, right? God. And then 1 second is like 10 seconds, so like that's how they count down.
Yeah. They're just so good. That's how they can play so fast.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just because of practice. It's just their time sphere is different. They live in a different time globe.
Yeah. Their time is different geometrically.
It's obvious. Why haven't we talked about this before?
Here's how it's seen at Prime. I thought you said it's a Prius.
A Prius? No.
Like a car. Like,
it's obvious.
Prius. I was like,
it's a Prius.
I was like, damn, this is good mileage on those bad boys, Priuses.
Yeah. Good for the environment. Good, you know. But if they do want to sponsor us as well, of course, we can make that an actual thing that we will repeat more often. But
just send us a free Prius. We'll review it, and if it fits our strict quality sponsorship standards, we will accept the Prius and give you a shout out.
Absolutely.
Yes, you have 24 hours. Or just send it. Ooh, all right. Here's cool stuff Classic is doing. He's going for that blink again, but now he's like in like the most standard way possible. He's getting a robo immediately afterwards. So with the robo build, you generally skip the sentry, so you have a little bit later scouting, but you got to get the robo up, which is like super valuable. Like as far as observers go, you know, because if you think about it, the only thing you really need to know your opponent's doing is if they're going for cloak banshees or not, which is why you get the sentry, right?
Yeah.
But if you already have the robo and you have observers out, you're going to be fine against the banshee anyways.
Very true. Very true. It's just the safer building, isn't it? Like just going for the blink and then the robo. I really do think that is probably the way to go against Terran early game as the meta stands right now. When Terran, especially with like Widowmine drops and stuff like this, is so incredibly popular. It just feels like it's really one of the best things you can do as a Protoss.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just such a solid opening, you know. It's like our bread and butter, you know. You got a Twilight, you get a forward from there too, and you're just pretty happy. Now, Classic has no stalkers in the main base, even though the timing for drops is kind of in the danger zone right now, so a little bit strange coming out, but I can kind of understand it, you know. Maybe he's thinking that, you know, there's going to be some weird angles that TY is going to try, but leaving your main base exposed against the Terran player is almost always a bad idea, so...
Yeah, well, he does have a scouting pylon. To be fair, like that is his saving grace here. He's going to be able to see that medevac come in. TY actually, this is kind of uncharacteristic, I'm going to say, from TY. Leaving this medevac here for so long, not really doing anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I can understand like chilling out for a little bit and trying to like mix him up like with the timings, and he's like, oh, no drops coming in, but this is like even for that, it's kind of a little extreme, you know?
Yeah. Like you could spend this money for something else then, right? If you're not gonna go for it this early on and just go straight in, or perhaps he did actually see the. Did he see this pylon? Okay, he did see the pylon, so perhaps he just thought, you know what, I'm not gonna fly into that pylon vision and just give this away until I have my other units ready to draw attention elsewhere. And wait, what was
that? Maybe the pilot was just like looking at something pretty cool.
Huh?
Maybe like found like a flower that she liked, and she was like, oh. I wish I could go down and pick it. And then she realized she can't, so she just kind of flies away in anger and starts heading back to the main base.
There must be
it about it, you know. Yeah, it's good to have a support structure.
We cracked another code.
Anyways. Yeah. He's gonna move across the map anyways, and it's kind of a respectable army. There's no storm out just yet. It's a good force field to catch some of the bio. But a lot of zealots do end up going down for it, and there's only really one more. He's gonna use it to actually drag a Widowmine shot. Well, I guess he tried to drag a Widowmine shot into the army.
That's really cool.
And he actually used his last sentry energy on a hallucination, but he actually had another one, which I'm stupid. So he kind of got that one going for him, got a force field down, but Classic's army was looking really small.
Yeah, only on 48.
Oh, never mind. No,
Obviously,
there's more army. Okay, we're good. I thought it was just those 2. And I was like, Classic, what happened, man? I was like, is everything okay in your life?
Still though, with the Raven here, with the amount of Wither Mines that TY has, it's still a very dangerous push that can do a lot of damage. The anti-armor missile does go down, and a lot of the, well, not that much, but reasonable portion of the Protoss army now all oranged.
Yep.
They're all Trumpified in a way.
Yeah, and TY, he looks like he's ready to go to that. You know, he's excited. He's got his third base up and running. So even if this push doesn't kill Classic, which actually, now that I'm looking at it, it most definitely is not going to. He's going to find, if he finds some damage, he is going to be very happy because he has an economy behind this. He has a game behind this. TY just picking up and dropping everything into the main base. The stim is coming out, and he's going to target down the Nexus. Actually, probably is going to get it. Here we go. It's almost at 0 health, and it is at 0 health, and now it is at -0 health. As the rubbles literally get Wither Mines exploded all over them. Jesus.
Would have liked to see this other force going into the third base at the same time, but TY playing
so
it
funny.
safe.
Did you see how he picked up and flew off, and then immediately like, flew back in?
Yeah.
And I was gonna stim it again, and Classic just.
Oh
like,
my god, that pylon.
Bruh. TY, you can't do it dirty like that. That's just mean.
That's 5 gateways unpowered. Now that is also the Twilight Council
5
depowered.
gates and a Nexus. That's brutal. I mean, at least he has like a bunch of Immortals, which I guess is kind of cool. And Storm's gonna be finished here sometime soon, but it's not really that much of a talking point. I mean, TY is just powering ahead. I guess Classic's got one last hurrah in him if he wants to go that route. I mean, I guess he's actually not too far from TY's economy. TY's only really mining like marginally more than him, as his third base is just now landing, and he's still, you know, his main base is mining out. But yeah, still looking kind of dire for Classic here.
A little bit of a skirmish going on in the middle of the map, looking alright trading wise for TY so far.
Yep, for sure. And then Classic's then go ahead and move on out. I think. Honestly, you know what I would love right now? Just storm drops.
Storm drops, those could be really good.
He has Storm. The game's getting a little crazy. TY's on, you know, trying to push across the map, but
why are you doing this?
He's forcing the engagement, which is interesting. He's storming his own zealots as they run across Liberation Field.
Yeah, that's really rough.
That just sounds sad.
Everything's orange right now, but the big storm going down.
The War Prism too got Interference Matrix, and yeah, I think we may be seeing the beginning of the end here as TY rockets ahead in supply. There is a temporary replenishment as the Warpin does go down, but Warpins can be misleading sometimes because Warpin supply is kind of supply that's not super important. And he's gonna get this. Yeah, he's gonna get the Warpin, so he needs to recall these Immortals ASA pronto.
Yeah.
And there it goes.
It's alright. Trying to pick off one isn't able to do so, unfortunately.
Yeah. Shield and Immortal just barely coming in clutch. They're gonna go ahead and save it as it's getting recalled. Alright,
some reasonable.
Okay, I thought he was gonna like blink those away now.
Yeah, same.
They're from Classic, but nope, apparently not. Oh, good bait there from Classic. No, see, doesn't work because he got the Liberator. That's a pick, not a bait.
Yeah.
Elementary stuff. This is like what they teach.
You got this.
After's elementary school.
Luckily, we never went to that one, did we? Did we? Did you? I didn't.
I'm like fading in and out of consciousness at this point, so like, don't rely on me for anything.
All right.
Good storm there, though. From Classic to zone away those Liberators. I definitely did enjoy that. He definitely has like kind of a chance. I mean, if you catch Liberators out of position, you've always kind of got yourself a chance, but there's just so much bio here. I think Classic knows it as well, that TY is going to get that juicy winners interview. The big concave going to go ahead and finish off his base of Immortals. Yeah. And like you said, big concave energy.
Yeah, two full energy High Templar were picked off there by the Liberators before they were able to do those storms. Those storms absolutely could have turned that fight around still and kept Classic maybe in this for a little bit longer, but it doesn't occur. TY taking the finals for today.
Yep. Awesome games from TY, showing everyone why most people consider him probably one of the best Terrans in the whole world right now. Whew, all right.
That was quite something. We are going to get him in for a interview.
Yep, so stick around. We do have a decent amount of to ask selected from the viewers. I also have a couple of ones in mind for myself. So overall, should be a pretty good interview. If you want to stick around for that, should be a blast. They always are.
All right. We have some questions prepped as well, I see. Thank you very much to our administrative force.
Yeah. Oh yeah, our scouters in the chat.
For sure.
Getting us those amazing questions.
Amazing games. Amazing games indeed. Congratulations to TY once more. And of course, congratulations to Classic as well. Getting into that finals, of course. Unfortunately for him, it didn't pack out as he wanted to.
Yeah, guess not. I mean, of course, he would always want to win, but I think he showed a good showing versus TY. And overall, yeah, he had a pretty solid game, I think. Pretty solid games.
All right. We will have to hop into another call.
Alrighty. Here we go. Ooh, new chat. All right.
Indeed. Right, stay tuned, guys. We will get TY in here for a interview. There he is. We are in a Discord chat with TY. How cool is that, Swagger?
Should we join? Should we join that call thing?
Oh
wait, they're not here yet.
Wait, I don't want to press it myself. You know, I just I'm too shy.
I don't know what to say. I always get like super things, you know.
You guys ready to start?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready to rock and roll. Are you ready to roll?
Yeah, all right. Here it is. Instantly. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Congratulations, TY. Well played, man.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats.
Amazing games.
Very good. All right. Do you want to go ahead and start us off, cousin, or should I?
Well, I have...
Hello?
There we go. Hutchinson. Am I saying that correctly? I'm probably butchering the entirety of your name. I'm very sorry about that.
No, but don't worry. It's just Hajin with sun, like the sun.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson.
Exactly.
I should have practiced more. I practiced a little bit, but it wasn't enough. I blame my heritage.
No worries.
That's okay.
Can you hear me well? Sorry, I'm in a bus, so I just don't want...
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's coming through.
We can hear you. Thank you so much for helping us out with this. Alright, so... Well, I personally had one question myself. It was on New Repugnancy versus Classic. I'm very curious about this one. TY was moving forwards with a force, and I'm kind of curious if he wanted to go for a fake out at that time, or if it was kind of a mind games, trying to move out there, because he did retreat again in the middle of the map, or if that was a response just because he was losing Marines due to the Stalkers poking away at him.
이제 김도우 선수 대회할 때 뉴 레프더너시 맵에 대해서 질문이 있는데요. 그게
네.
이제 안무빙을 치다가 갑자기 중간에서 다시 빼셨어요. 그게 약간 올린을 페이크한 건지 아니면은 그 전멸자 보고 질 것 같아서 뺀 건지 그게 좀 궁금합니다.
일단 뺀 거는 그거죠. 상대 병력이 생각보다 많아가지고 공격을 가면 안 되겠다 생각을 해서 뺐는데, 그 와중에 김도훈 선수의 전멸 추적자 컨트롤이 굉장히 좋아서 손해를 많이 본 것 같아요.
So I retreated because I actually Classic had more army than I expected.
Okay.
And his control of these blink circles was really great. So that move was really worth from his side. Yeah, that's what happened there.
Alright, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah. Blink stock control the whole tournament through has just been like amazing. So yeah, definitely good to hear about that. And then this one is a question from our viewers, and they want to know, how is prep for GSL versus the world going, and how does it feel like getting Cyril?
이거 시청자들이 질문을 한 건데 겨울 준비 어떻게 돼가고 상대가 세라 선수잖아요. 어떠신지.
글쎄요. I'm not confident against Sarah, but I need I have a lot of strategies, so so I can win against Sir maybe 50-50. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. So giving a lot of respect to Cyril, 50-50. Not bad. All
Not
right.
bad at all. Yeah, that's
And
pretty
then-
cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
Cyril's
foreigners
obviously a big force.
can get that respect from the Korean players, of course. At least not from the
Oh,
top
yeah.
brass of the Koreans.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, another viewer question is, what are your thoughts on the next balance patch?
아, 네, 부시청사 질문인데요. 네, 이번에 밸런스 패치 새로 나왔잖아요.
네.
읽어보셨어요?
아, 네네네.
어때요?
Yes, sure, should be because Terran is so weak. In,
I agree.
yeah, so Terran needed to patch, and I think Jugger is overpowered now. So Jugger needs two Nop, Infestor, and Nidus.
Mm-hmm. He
Right.
speaks truth.
Yeah, but
Hard truth.
okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here's another question. I think it was really good. So we know that TY has been casting a lot more recently, and we want to ask him, was preparing for casting, has been casting affected you in your pro matches at all? Have you felt any effect on that?
아, 이제 최근에 들어 GSL 해설을 하시는데 혹시 그 해설하는 게 플레이할 때 영향을 끼쳤나요?
플레이 할 때 글쎄요, 영향을 끼쳤죠. 아무래도 선수의 다른 선수 저그 플레이어들과 프로토스 플레이어 둘이 맞붙었을 때도, 그러니까 테란 외의 종족 선수들의 모든 경기를 다 보기 때문에 아무래도 그 선수의 스타일이나 성향 같은 거를 많이 GSL 캐스터를 하면서 알게 되는 것 같아요.
So yeah, it's sure it affected me. So in a way that, you know, when you have to cast, I also watch VODs of not only Terran players but also some CVPs and a lot of Zerg and Protoss players.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped me to learn a lot about their styles.
All right.
Okay.
Very cool. I definitely agree with that sentiment. Like casting gives you like a whole other perspective on the game. So yeah, glad to see it affected in that way.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can ask, I'm very curious as well, TY, your English is very good. It's improving, it seems, on a daily basis. Do you have any thoughts about perhaps casting in English as well at one point?
아, 이제 영어를 아주 잘하시고 진짜 매일 발전하는 것 같은데 혹시 언제 영어로 한번 해설 도전 해보실래요?
No, my English is still clumsy, so
Ooh. No, perfect English. I love it.
because I have studied English for 2 months, so
Mm-hmm.
I need more English studying and learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, for 2 months, it sounds very good. Very good for 2 months. Yeah. And then I think we have time to bug you with one last question. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. I have it written down.
Hit him with a good one, Swagger.
Oh yeah, I'm a charge up for this one. So seems as though, as far as PvT goes, you don't have any issues at all. You seem very strong in PvT. So for all those aspiring Terran players out there, what's your general approach to handling the PvT matchup?
이제 토스전을 할 때 특히 후반도 되게 잘하시는 것 같은데 이제 전체적으로 봤을 때 이제 테란 토스전을 할 때 어떻게 게임을 해야 되는 것 같나요?
일단 유령 컨트롤이 굉장히 좋아야 되는 것 같아요. 유령 컨트롤로 상대 병력에 EMP를 잘 맞춰줘야 기본적으로 후반을 잘 할 수 있는 것 같고, 그 외에는 해방선과 바이킹 조합이 1대1 해방선하고 바이킹 조합을 1대1로 잘 맞춰주는 테란 선수들이 후반을 잘하는 것 같다고 생각하고 있어요.
I think in late games what really matters is how you control the ghosts and how
how much you are able to touch the skills with the EMP with the ghosts. And then talking about the composition, I think you need to find the right balance between liberators and Vikings, 1-1 balance.
Yeah.
And this is what matters for the late TVP.
Okay, we have actually one last question coming through from administration that I really want us to ask as well, that they're very curious about. We've seen a lot of bio instead of mech today. Is that more so for a preference? Like we've seen one match, I believe, versus Zest, where he did play mech. And is that more so of a preference, where he just prefers bio more, if that's more his style? Or does he just see that bio is superior in a way than like mech with either siege tanks or Thors, or just a battle mech type of play?
제가 오늘 경기를 봤을 때 메카닉보다는 바이오 빌드를 많이 보여주셨는데 뭐 주성욱 선수가 한 경기 빼면은 그게 개인적인 성향인가요? 아니면은 그냥 전체적으로 봤을 때 바이오가 요새 좀 더 괜찮다 그래서 그거를 더 많이 사용하시는 건가요?
그렇죠. Yes, sure. Recently, Mac is so bad. Bionic is better than Mac because so many strong units. But Mac, Immortals, and Superiors, and Tempest. So Mac is so bad. I think Bionic is better. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys heard it first. Mech so bad.
All right, very good. Well, thank you very much, TY. Congratulations again for winning the finals here today. Thank you so much for playing with us and joining us. I want to wish you a very good day. Hajin, son, thank you so much again for joining us as well and helping us out with the interview. It always adds so much, you know, and
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, the
Much appreciated.
interviews are great, Hajin. We always love them. Thank you so much.
수고하셨습니다.
Bye.
Right.
Your invite. Goodbye, guys.
You're welcome,
Thanks
man.
for coming, TY. Thanks for coming. All right, goodbye. And GG.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.
Rejoin call. Boom. Call that the shadow exit.
Oh, we're back again together. Just the two of us. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let's do one last shout out, of course. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the players for playing. Thank you for the administration from Team Alpha X helping us out, setting all this up and organizing pretty much all of it. So without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. And of course, our sponsors as well, GameStop and 24 Hour Fitness. They help us out a bunch, and yeah, it's very much appreciated. So that was it for us for today, guys, and we hope to see you next time as well.
Yeah, for sure. You guys really make this possible. So thank you for tuning on in, as you said. And yeah, don't forget to join us next time.
Exactly. Okay. Have a good one. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Adios. Bye-bye.
Oh, so Swagger as well, of course. I almost forgot about you. Swagger, thank you.
No, it's okay. I am used to it.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm shutting down the stream, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.